Hello and welcome to High Rollers D&D, the regular D&D show here on the Yogscast Twitch. I am your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, and this week we have many great adventures waiting for you. I don't know why I'm doing a voice. Joining me this week we're down one player. Katie is off this week. She's got a lot of stuff going on. She's going to be at Gamescom doing loads of stuff, so she's taking this week off. So joining me this week we have Chris Trott. Kim Richards.
Hi.
Rian, I don't ever know how to say your second name. Is it
Gower.
Gower.
Gower? Okay.
Gower.
And then Tom Hazel.
Hazel, actually.
Hazel, there we go.
yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hasselhoff.
We're all fresh-faced after a busy weekend of cool stuff.
Fresh-faced. What?
Yeah, fresh-faced. That's sarcasm. We're all very tired. But thank you for joining us. Couple of quick announcements and shout-outs to do before we do a recap and then jump into this week's episode. First things first, a big thank you to our sponsors who make High Rollers even more possible, lets us do loads of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
First one, D&D Beyond.
Hey.
D&D Beyond is an amazing digital tool set used for Dungeons & Dragons. Thank you there, Tom.
Sorry.
D&D Beyond is an amazing digital tool set used for Dungeons & Dragons. It has a character builder, which makes it super easy to make characters. It has a compendium to look stuff up very easily and very quickly. If you don't have if you don't have the physical books, if you're just getting into D&D, D&D Beyond is particularly great for you. You can get the books at a cheaper rate. It's all there available if you use iPads and stuff. Really, really fantastic. There's a special code. If you use the code
No way.
High Rolling, you get 25% off digital purchases,
That's
excluding the Legendary Bundle. You don't get it on the Legendary Bundle,
Yeah.
but you do get it on everything else. Apparently, loads of you have been using it, which is amazing for us to hear. We hope that you've enjoyed it. We love D&D Beyond as a sponsor. We hope that you continue checking it out and using it, because then hopefully they'll continue being a sponsor, and we love them and we like using it. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Our next sponsor is Brilliant. Brilliant is math and science enrichment learning. I'm going to talk a little bit about Brilliant this week. They have courses to improve problem solving and logical thinking. It's fun, helps improve your skills, like if we make it relevant to D&D, helps you improve your mental arithmetic, helps you improve your problem solving, your logical thinking, which is all good for like dealing with encounters, solving puzzles. It's a really, really useful tool if you're like wanting to improve your mental agility, say. And it's enjoyed by students and professionals all over the world. It's fun, it's really cool, it's really clever. And if you check out the link in chat, the first 200 people that signed up since we started doing Aerois, we'll get 20% off an annual sub, so get there before they all go. I'm not sure how many of them are left, if there are any. So check out the link, sign up, and check out Brilliant. And to do more Brilliant stuff, Chris Trott has a puzzle for you this week. It was written by Kim. I'm not gonna steal that from Kim. But Trott's gonna read it.
My brain hurts.
Hat colors with an American spelling.
Is it?
Yep, there's meant to be a U in
God,
there.
what a disgrace. I'm
pretty bad.
sorry.
You wandered into the clearing, led not by the natural path created by the trees, but by the sound of bickering voices. Before you sat upon an unusually large toadstool, are 3 quarreling pixies. Each wears a crown upon their head.
You there, stranger!
Shouts one of the pixies.
Help us solve our argument! I am Princess Alexandra, and these 2 imbeciles are my sisters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Cordelia.
As you can see, we are each wearing a beautiful crown. Oh wait, there's the
Pixie voice.
As you can see, we are each wearing a beautiful crown, and that crown is either silver or gold. We're trying to figure out who is wearing which coloured crown, but my sisters are being very stubborn and unhelpful in their answers. Their only reply, yes, if they see a silver crown, or no, if they do not. What's worse is they can see all the crowns except our own, and we know what crowns are possible. Look, you try.
Nervously, you clear your throat and ask, "Do you see a silver crown?" All 3 pixies answered simultaneously,
Yes!
"Do you know the color of your crown?" Again, they all answered simultaneously,
No!
"Aha!"
Aha!
shouted Alexandria.
I think I have it. I figured out how many silver and gold crowns there are.
What do you think the answer is?
And you can find out the answer to that conundrum at the end of today's episode. And that's from Brilliant. Do you remember what course that was from, Kim?
Colours.
It's called Hack Colours.
And there should be a link, if you're watching this on the VODs, on YouTube, there will be a link in the video description
There'll be a link
if you
in
want
the
to
video
explore it more.
We're also going to try and start doing pinned comments with the sponsor links so they're easier to see as well. Just put in a comment there. Thank you very much. And yeah, you can check out the courses like Hack Colours and many others. It's all around like problem solving and logical thinking, which can help you in these kind of puzzles in future D&D. Couple of other quick things. You might have noticed that Chris Trott there was wearing a new shirt.
What this
thing? These will be coming to the store very soon. This is a brand new Aerois High Rollers shirt.
What? It's available in white?
It will also be available in white, but nobody's
thanks for
wearing
telling
a
me,
white
Mark.
one. Thanks, Chris Trott.
Hey.
At this point, Steve, you might as well just go to the white. So we got a white one as well, which is going to be coming out. These will be on store.yourcast.com soon.
Wow.
Make sure you check at High Rollers D&D on Twitter to find out when those go live, but they should be going up this week, I imagine, if Mike's on it and he's not too busy with insomnia stuff.
This smells really weird.
There you go. They are super awesome. We love them. It's got our
wore that
Aerois
too.
logo and stuff on
Oh.
there. Fan art!
It smells like
There's a
fish.
fan art video this week, isn't there, Chris Trott?
Yes, there is.
There's a fan art video this week.
Yay!
Thanks to everybody who submitted fan art. If you draw any High Rollers fan art, whether it's a Aerois
Or make.
or
There's a plushie in there.
There's a plush. It could be you can physically make stuff or draw stuff.
Is
or
there acrylic paint on a
stuff?
thigh? You'll see.
Yeah, I know that one, yeah.
if it can be for Aerois, but you can also do it for the old Lightfall campaign. We'll still take some stuff in, I'm sure, if there's new cool stuff to check out.
There's loads of cool stuff.
I'm making that decision for you, Chris Trott.
yeah.
But you can email that to what email address, Chris Trott?
HighRollersDND@gmail.com. Please send it there because that allows us to know that you definitely want it in the video, which will also go on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you're consenting.
You're like basically saying it's okay if you use it in videos.
Use the art in
So-
our stuff.
Yeah, because we don't want to use it without your permission. So, but you can always still share it on social. We'll like it, retweet it. I love seeing it. Send it my way. Thank you very much. And that, I think, is... Oh, one last thing. Keep your eyes peeled on the High Rollers Twitter come September, because we're going to have a new D&D mini-series, Wizards of the Coast, coming out as part of their new module. As mentioned, it's Dragon Heist. And then we mentioned there was you saw some of it at the Stream of Many Eyes, which I took part in. But we're going to be doing a new mini-series. Which will be coming out. More details coming soon. But I wanted to give that a little bit of a like, ooh, coming up. Ooh. You can check that out.
Subscribe to Twitch.
Hey,
Prime.
you know what? If you get Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch sub. And with that Twitch sub, you could sub to that twitch.tv/HighRollersD&D. You get loads of cool emotes.
Loads of cool emotes.
Do you want to know something even cooler? If you're a student, you can get Amazon Prime for free for 6 months.
That means you can just give us that
You
sub.
can just get Amazon Prime for free, and then if you want to, you could give us a free sub.
Don't forget, if you've got Twitch Prime, it expires every month and you have to resub.
You have to resub.
get a resub.
keep the
Obviously,
emails.
if you want to spread it around to different creators, that's totally cool. But if you're not using it, or if you don't know who to use it,
We'll take it.
we'll take it. We will. We're shills.
Tell your
We're
friends.
terrible shills.
If
We
your
like
friends
emotes.
don't have Twitch Prime and they're not using it and they don't watch us, just get them to sub anyway. And
There
then
you go.
get them to watch us as well. Cause,
That would be great. Or listen to the podcast.
yeah, we'll listen to that.
Right, with that, let's cut to the Aerois intro video, and then we'll jump back in with our recap.
Yeah.
Welcome to High Rollers. We're back. A recap then for last week's episode. This is episode 7.
Yeah.
So last week was episode 6. You travelled from what?
It was good maths.
Good maths.
Yeah.
Quick,
You've been
quick.
using Brilliant.
Making a face, podcast listeners. Last time, You arrived at the town of Rose Hall, a small country village in southern Suvona, a continent that you have crash landed on. You made some friends with the locals, you checked out the town, and you became aware of several opportunities to earn some coin in order to resupply yourselves, but also to pay for your friend Arvel's injuries that he sustained during the airship crash. Investigating around town, you eventually decided to head back to a chasm, called a large chasm in the ground about a day's travel south of Rose Hall, which you knew contained the ruins of an old dwarven village or town or city called Dwalinden. This was a town from something called the Founding Age, a period of time long, long ago before Aerois was split up by the fury of the gods themselves and the war with Callus Starbane. You traveled to there, supplying yourselves along the way, and descending into the chasm, there were a couple of things that went wrong. Quill ended up falling considerable height into the chasm, sustaining quite grievous injuries. You also fought off a pack of ravenous humanoid creatures that seemed to spring up when they heard noise within the chasm itself and descended upon you. Healing up your injuries, you now find yourself at the bottom of the chasm, your rope having dislodged itself from the top of the chasm itself and coiling down at the bottom.
That wasn't my fault.
Alongs with you. The chasm itself is about 250 feet deep, so you look up against this incredibly dangerous, rocky-looking terrain into the daylight beginning, peering down below you. Much of the daylight doesn't quite reach down. The angle of the chasm is quite narrow, so the sunlight kind of stops about halfway, and then you're really just using residual light down at the bottom. Lucius has 4 colored globes around him, providing brighter light down at the bottom of the pit itself. Before you, you see a long, thin chasm, and you can see that the walls have crushed buildings. Over centuries, buildings have collapsed, fallen in on themselves, and left it in ruins. You can see remnants of a strange time period that you're not really familiar with. Metal poles that contain crystalline lights. You can see flagstone that seems unnaturally smooth and worn down that runs throughout the center of the chasm itself. The buildings have strange metal supports and struts holding up balconies and other parts. You can see in the kind of vague area that you've kind of climbed down in that there's not much left to explore. Most of the town has been consumed by the earth and the mountains and the rock around you. But there are about 3 buildings, the first of which you can see appears to have some sort of like short chimney and a sign kind of like embedded above the door, and then it continues on down into the chasm itself. Apart from that, you can't make out too much more detail as it stands. And that's where we begin today. So Ayla is kind of like looming at the back, looking interested, but also, being a bit distant, shall we say.
Yeah.
The rest
Very
of you...
passive.
Very passive, yeah. The rest of you can see what you see before you. What would you like to do?
I'm guessing it's like pitch black down
Not
there.
pitch black, but it is very dim. Those of you without dark vision are really having to struggle. It's only really Lucius's lights and the lantern that you brought with you that can give you any real clear visibility.
Okay. Can we see the sign on the building ahead of us?
From where you are, probably not.
Can I see that there is a sign?
You can see that there's a vague shape, almost like it sticks out of the wall.
I'm going to send one.
And you can see the vague shapes of like windows, a door frame. The roof is partially collapsed. It looks like a big stone column is collapsed on one side of it. But the details you can't make out.
Lucius is going to send one of his dancing lights towards the sign.
Bob, 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 bob. Yeah. It illuminates it, but it's just quite a distance. I suppose, Quill, with your such a high passive perception, you can see some vague script. Do you speak Dwarvish?
Oh, do I?
I do.
I don't.
I can read it.
I do not.
You do not. You can't see it from this distance. It's only Quill's super good vision that allows him to actually see there is script there. You can see scrawlings like a runic alphabet. You can't read this.
Ventre, do you want to send your little fluttery
Yeah.
little
Echo
ball?
out.
Yeah?
Have a look, yeah?
So you're going to summon Echo.
A summon echo.
Apparates out of your matrix. This kind of bramble twist of metal and wood, almost like a bird's nest in a sphere shape with a large purple gem, and begins floating over towards the building. Are you going to focus through his vision and like cut off your own senses? Okay. So as Echo gets closer, you begin to notice a few things. Echo does have a form of dark vision. He can kind of see in black and white. And as you get closer, you see a couple of things. Just outside this building, some of the walls have collapsed and caved down, and you can see that there is a body. You haven't seen any humanoid bodies so far. The only ones you'd seen were these creatures that attacked you. But seeing this shape and form, you immediately recognize it. You see the metal plates, the wooden skeleton beneath them, and the single lifeless black eye of a guardian, partially collapsed and buried under stone. It's kind of one of its arms and half of its body sticking out of this very heavy, dense-looking rubble. You can see that the metal has rusted in many parts. The wood has become rotten. Some of it looks like it's basically collapsed inwards, kind of almost like, the body's rotten away. And you can see it just collapsed outside the front of this building that you can see. Do you speak Dwarvish?
I do.
Okay, so you can tell, and in fact, more importantly, you would recognize this as being quite ancient Dwarvish. This is not like a modern Dwarvish language. This is the Dwarvish you knew when you were growing, or when you were made. And it's Dwarven script that reads Gadwin Steel.
Okay.
And as Echo gets closer, you begin to recognize the kind of the shape, the kind of symbols on the sign. This was probably some sort of blacksmiths at some point.
Okay.
That's what you see.
Cool.
Well, that's happening.
Yeah, this is all in Sentry's mind. Unless you want to say that you're speaking out loud and describing what you see, nobody else knows what you've seen so far.
Okay,
so,
cool.
yeah.
Awfully dank in here, would you say? It's not very well lit either.
Yeah, funny that. It's a chasm. Ayla kind of calls out from back.
I mean, it might get... What time is it?
You left quite early. You arrived. It took you a whole day. You left fairly late morning. Sorry. So it's probably about midday.
Oh. Well, I suppose this is as bright as it's ever going to get. It's only going to get darker from here.
Yes, it will only get darker as the sun begins to set.
I may have a solution to that. And I'm going to light my lantern.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got like 60 foot, I think, of like a cone of light, which is enough to begin to illuminate the front of the building that you can see. The coloured orbs don't really light it up in a way that makes it easy to see. The lights cast these long dark shadows. With the lantern in this kind of full spectrum beam, you can now see the front of this stone and metal building, quite squat. The doorway only looks to perhaps be like at most 5 feet tall. Anybody over that is probably going to have to crouch or bend down. The front itself has got slots for windows, but there's no glass. And you now also see this kind of collapsed body in the front of, like, underneath all this rubble, this collapsed guardian, this ancient-looking creature.
Fascinating. A guardian.
A what?
Look, Sentry, it's a guardian.
It's amazing. I'm never like, what? Let's go see.
Well, hang on. Is it awake still?
You'll just
I'm
hear me
assuming you
as I
popped
run
out
to
of
see-
Echo.
yeah.
So
I'm
Echo
literally
just hovers at the front door.
Yeah.
And you Nova begins walking over towards it.
I'm just going to go towards them and be like, let's find out.
Oh, good.
Wait.
Okay, so you're following Nova?
No.
I'm just going to, excitedly kind of like...
So Nova just moves over to it. Ayla will follow.
No.
So do you want to move Ayla for me? Or Ayla starts following.
We recently just got attacked.
Anybody else?
Yeah, that's
Very
fine.
recently.
So move Sentry up.
I'm
Right,
not
so
even
Quill and Lucius are staying behind. Sentry, Ayla begin following Nova. Nova, as you get closer to the body, you can see it has the head itself is different to Sentry's. This one has no human face. This is almost like pure metal with just a line for a kind of almost separating its plates. Instead of a pair of eyes, it has a singular black gemstone, now blackened, which just rests in the center of its face. It almost looks like the face is made of two halves with a line that runs down the center. Its muscles also look different to Sentry. Sentry clearly has like armored plates, an athletic, tall, furnished build. This one is squat. It almost looks like it'd be about dwarf's height. Its arms look quite muscular, but its body looks quite weak. It doesn't have as much armored plating. It's almost mainly wood with just metal kind of keeping the joints and skeleton together. Sentry is much more armored, like a built for war kind of machine. This seems to be maybe a labourer. I would say with your intelligence, you would kind of deduce that this is some sort of labourer. Anything further, you'd need to make an investigation check.
Birdie, dearest,
Yeah.
I'm awfully injured. I know you fell off a big rock, but I took a lot of bites and stuff.
I am,
You know,
probably as injured as you are.
if you touch us at the same time, can you heal us both?
I don't know. I actually genuinely don't know. I've never tried it. I could do.
Just do this, and on the thumb.
Okay, well,
You put your face against the pinky,
I
and
could
then we'll
just-
see what happens.
I'll put one half of my wing here, across my chest, and you
Yes?
next to me.
And
And
then
with
we'll see
that,
what-
I will do a cure wounds. Does that
Are you attempting to heal both of you?
at the same time? Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll a d8 plus wisdom modifier.
Okay.
Are you casting this at first level or higher?
First level, yeah.
Okay.
That is a whole. What was it again? Cure wounds.
Yep.
8 health.
Lucius, you gain 8 health.
I feel it. Oh, it's working.
Oh.
Oh, excellent.
You don't feel any channeled energy into you.
Thank you.
You
Ben.
almost have this moment where, as you're trying to focus on both of you, you're aware that Lucius is next to you, and there just seems to be some part of the spell where you couldn't heal both of you. It was you had to choose one or the
You're
other.
so talented, Birdie.
Yeah. Well.
I didn't know that could work. That's amazing.
It worked.
That's
Worked
fantastic.
really well.
So, while you're having this conversation at the back, Ayla and Sentry, you both make your way over to Nova, and you can see the front of this building. You see this fallen creature in front of you.
I'm just excitedly, happily chatting, Sentry, look at this, he's so different to you. Is it a he? I don't even know. But look, he has one eye. It has one eye. And wood, all wood. You are armoured. He's not. I think he must be a labourer of some kind, a dwarven labourer. Isn't that fascinating? We find him in a dwarven village, and they made it in their own image. So wherever you may be from, maybe that they are humanoids, just like you. And just on and on and on, no breath.
I was like, yeah.
Sentry just nods away. Ayla rolls her eyes a little bit, and you see Ayla move over more towards the doorway that you can see of this building. The doorway itself is sealed shut, it seems, by what appears to be like a door made of wood, but heavily inlaid with metal strips. You can see these long metal iron-ish strips that run down the door.
And it's closed.
It's closed, and Ayla yanks on it a little bit, and it doesn't it's like I think the door's stuck or locked or something. The windows are very narrow, arrow slit windows, probably wide enough for an arm of a humanoid creature. Echo could probably squeeze through, yeah.
Nice. Send Echo through the window?
I mean, how much noise is everyone making? Is it?
You are
echoing
having a
around?
very loud conversation with Lucius.
Okay.
Ayla is doing this with this door. Nova is blah 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 blah.
And I guess
making a
that's
ton of
echoing
noise.
around quite a lot.
Yes, and it echoes and echoes and echoes and echoes down this long, thin chasm.
Okay.
Well, with our renewed vigor,
Yeah.
let's hop on over to see what the kerfuffle is.
You first.
Oh, thank you. I might skip there. I'm going to skip.
I'm gonna just shamble
on,
behind
buddy.
him.
Skip to
really
Ayla.
slowly.
Okay.
So we walk up to the door
Yeah.
of the building.
Let me just write a little note.
Echo!
So,
Not that one. Whoops.
Quill smells.
No, I don't. That was in reply. Something down there just replied.
Comes back.
Yes, he does.
You will all die here.
It doesn't sound that threatening. Very peaceful. This dank, non-lit cave.
on the back of a sponsor's card.
AF.
Read that. So, Sentry, as you're focusing through Echo's eyes, you send Echo through. The room beyond is dark. You can see that half of it has partially collapsed. The other half appears to be some sort of workshop. You can see long stone and metal benches. You can see half of a forge, now gone ice cold.
Yeah.
You can see that there are still fuels and things inside it. You can see anvils, racks on the walls. wooden ones have rotten away. There are still some remnants of stone and metal kind of hinges or hooks and things like that. The three things of notice, give me just a quick perception check using Echo's perception, if you've got Echo stats.
Oh, he's in here somewhere.
Ba ba da ba da ba.
Cool, his perception.
Yes.
+3.
Yep. And you have advantage with him because he has keen sight, I believe.
Good.
9.
Roll again. You got
You
advantage.
get the higher one.
Nice.
16.
16. So, using Echo's vision, you can see he kind of scans the room, and there are a couple of things you notice. The first is that there are, out of everything remaining, you don't really see anything of value until you see two what appear to be metal containers or chests. They look like wooden crates, but made almost entirely of this dull, grey, half-rusted metal that are kind of stacked on top of each other and tucked underneath a workbench. The other thing you see is kind of lying on its side on top of like a shelf up in the far corner looking towards the door is you see a metal sphere, like a perfectly round metal ball with a tiny blue gemstone at its center. And it's just on it's like rolled half onto like it. You can't really tell it's on its side, but you kind of get by the indentations of the gemstone and the markings on the ball, it's kind of on its like a slight angle, and it's facing towards the door itself, looking at the door.
Cool. So I'll send Sentry back, and I'll tell the guys. So
Echo.
Entry. Yeah,
Entry.
Entry. I'll send Entry through.
The two forms combined.
Yeah. So
So you bring him back.
Yeah, I'll bring him back, and I'll just say to the guys, yeah. So by the looks of the sign on the door and the worker inside, I believe this is an ancient dwarvish like workshop. There's a couple of metal chests inside. They might have some valuable items in, like maybe some ores or something that we could maybe.
So there's
sell for
treasure
cash.
inside, is
Could
what
be
you're saying.
treasure inside, yeah.
Oh, well, maybe I'll be able to see a lot of things. Nova, shall I take the torch?
Ayla grabs the door, and after hearing that there is treasure inside, it's like, cool. Puts one foot, and it just rips the door like free of like the rust or something that was holding it. Not really checking into what was holding it, but just kind of rips it free, and the door swings open.
That was probably vintage, I imagine. That door.
Nova, the torch. You'll probably need both hands to use your sword,
But then
right?
maybe if it's like here, then what is it? Will we find other ones and then
I think she's in her own mind.
Could I take the torch?
I could activate this if I could.
I'm gonna
Could I
try.
have the
Focus
torch?
on
Nova,
that
could I have
gemstone
the torch?
I'm gonna walk over to her and see if I can just take the lantern without her noticing, just gently.
Like if there's some way I could just like activate this.
Thank you. And when you give it to me, I would really quickly turn around and throw it into the back corner of the room.
Okay.
Of the cavern.
Okay. So you watch as
fire.
Quill snatches this lantern, this oil lantern, turns around, and throws it into around sort of like this area.
Away from us,
Away
the
from
building.
you, behind like this large stone column that's kind of like, you know,
But it
running
was
that thing. The lantern smashes against the stone, the oil spills out and quickly catches on fire.
Oh, I didn't think it would do that. Can I?
There's nothing there.
What on earth was that?
That was my lantern.
I'm sorry. I heard something that was in there. There was definitely something in there. Something.
In where?
Expensive.
I heard something crawling around behind us. I thought I'd be able to catch it.
And you thought that was the most proactive?
I don't control light orbs.
I'm gonna have to take
You
off
couldn't
my
hear it.
Just tell me.
everything.
Yeah, that lantern is basically wrecked. Like the glass has been smashed, it's dented.
Okay,
It could be repaired. Like somebody like
I've
a mending
deleted it
spell.
already.
Oh, okay.
It's gone.
All right. Firstly, I didn't think it was going to explode.
You
Secondly,
threw
It didn't explode. It kind of hit the ground and the oil spilled
Yeah.
out, and then the oil spills on fire.
What are you thinking?
Movie style, like.
Just quiet for a second. Hang on. And then I want to listen out again. To
Perception check.
Okay. Oh, 12.
That noise you heard is gone.
There was definitely something here, and it was.
Did you even hear a noise? You're not quite sure. You thought you did. You thought you could hear something in the dark, but you're not.
Could no one
100%.
else hear it?
No. Ayla's like, don't know what you're
I've
talking
already
about.
gone. Nova's already gone back to the Guardian. She's like got a tape. Nova's got a tape measure from somewhere, like some kind of measuring tool, and it's just like measuring bits of it and sketching it in her diary.
I know what this is. Birdies are meant to be in the sky. You're too far underneath.
Maybe
Gone
no.
bird mad.
No, that's bird mad is not a thing.
Is it not?
No, it's not a. I definitely heard metal. You
Yes,
must
I
have
heard metal too when you threw that.
No, before then, way before then, before Ayla even ripped the door up into pieces.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because I didn't want to. I thought I'd
You threw a lantern. It's a reaction.
catch it by surprise.
Talking is a very good alternative.
I wasn't just going to turn around and say hello. Is anything there? Wait. Did anything reply to that?
No.
Oh, I thought that would work too.
When you say the hello, you just hear the hello, hello. The echo fading down the chasm.
How about,
There's no sound down here except your own voices, your own breathing.
for safety,
There's no animals.
we go in that quaint little workshop, and then we close the door.
Okay, what was in there again?
So
I
there
was
were
too busy listening to the very obvious noise.
metal chests, and I believe it was like a metal sphere.
Oh,
A gem inside.
Does anyone recognise it?
I haven't been
Can
in
I
here.
roll a Arcana check?
Just make an intelligence check,
Yeah.
straight intelligence.
Straight up.
D20 plus intelligence modifier.
12, 13, 14.
14. I mean, from the description, the closest thing you can think of is it sounds like echo. It sounds like Sentry's echo, like a sphere with a gemstone in the center of it. You can't think of any magical devices that operate like that. The only one you've seen is like echo. Although echo has got this kind of twisted metal, it's still a sphere with a crystal in its middle.
What does it look like? Does it look like Echo? It could be another Echo.
Why don't we just go
Could
in
be.
and
It looks.
find out?
And I'm just holding up the arm of the
So as you
guardian
pick it
on the floor.
up, like the wood that was connected to its shoulder joint just crumbles, like rots away and just crumbles, and you're now holding this kind of like amputated arm. It's
I just do
lifeless. It's rusted. You can tell that the wood is almost like soaked in with moisture and is like smells. It smells like damp.
As I'm holding up this arm, I just kind of look at Sentry and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
It's okay. He was already very long gone.
I feel really awkward.
You can put the arm.
Okay.
You can put it back.
I
It's fine.
slowly put the arm back down and then just like pat it, like, sorry.
I hope no one's doing that with my arm.
I'm just gonna. Lucius is gonna walk into the workshop to check out these chests.
Okay. So you step inside the workshop.
And dancing lights are coming.
Dancing lights come in and fill the room with multicolored hued light. You see all around you, see the same thing Sentry sees. You see this old forge, which is clearly run cold. You see a few workbenches. It's all squat. Lucius is probably having to really crouch, like kind of crane your neck or like scoot, hunch down. You see the two metal chests underneath the workshop table. They look intact. You looking at them, they look airtight. They look like whatever's inside has probably survived, but they look sealed. And you can see that there are locks on the sides, like an opening. You also see this sphere. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 15.
You swear for a second the little gem in the ball glows and it rolls a little bit. But then you blink and you're like, did you see that? You're not sure.
Everybody! Come in, quickly. Come on.
Is it urgent?
Yes? Yes, unless you want to pick up any more arms.
Ayla sighs and like steps in, like
Come on,
hunches
come on now.
down.
Come on.
I'll walk in backwards. I'm still like watching the back wall of the cavern where the fire, I guess, is still going.
Look at it. Look at that. Look.
So just to check, you're staying outside.
I know I was walking into the building, but backwards while
okay.
looking at everything.
Nova, you're staying with the body.
I'd probably briefly try and calculate whether or not it was tactful to remove the head to see if I could like, get the gemstone.
Right, well, it
And
sounds
then-
like you're staying outside for a second longer anyway.
Yeah, a second longer, and
Sentry?
then I'll go in.
I'll just like march straight in, just like
Okay, yeah, so
Ducking
Sentry, Ayla will enter.
doesn't even die.
No
Just like
worries, go outside.
the door out.
Yeah. You still step inside?
Sentry-sized hole in the door.
yeah, it's like sentry head.
Oh yeah! Kool-Aid man.
Birdie,
Yeah.
Look at the sphere.
Okay.
Look at it. You see that you're looking?
I'm looking right.
Look at the middle. This is a tiny little globe. It moved, I swear. I swear it moved. Look with your little birdie eyes.
I can see.
Unless you've gone bird mad, in which case.
There's no such thing. I can see the orb.
Is it moving?
No.
Nope.
No. It's an orb.
Oh, it could be alive. It could be like Echo Sentry. This could be the dead one's Echo.
Could be. It looks exactly the same.
What, does an echo live longer than? Well, hang on. If the echo is still alive, then doesn't that mean that the one out there is still alive? If that is that one thing.
Nova would love it. Nova.
Mark,
Yes.
is there a check that Nova can make to see if she can like bring the Guardian to life or like activate it or something?
You can make an Arcana check for me.
14.
14. From what you've read on the Guardians, there is no known way to return them to life. Once their matrix of will, which is the kind of core that brings them sentience, degrades, they either go completely, they shut down, they turn into statues effectively, or they turn feral. They become monsters that like people tell scary stories about. You know, if you go plundering around in old ruins, you'll stumble upon a guardian that's going to kill you all and stuff like that. Generally, there is no known way in all of Aerois that the knowledge of how to build guardians and how to replenish their cores is lost. It's gone.
I mean, I've got like a needle. Can I not just shove it into the reset switch?
Is there anything?
Factory reset.
Podcast listeners, Mark is giving Tom a very cold, dead stare.
No. There is no reset switch. There is no. People have tried. You know, you've probably heard of experiments to try and jumpstart them, like apply magical energy, try and mess around with their guardian cores. Generally, those things have always gone badly. So you've heard attempts to try and fiddle around with the matrix of will does not end well.
Is there anything salvageable from this thing?
Bits of rusted metal. Maybe the gemi, could be worth something. You'd have to probably pry it out. It would probably physically, you'd have to pull it out.
Okay.
You'd need a crowbar or a pry bar or something like that to do it.
To be honest, be a bit
Okay.
squeamish for Nova.
Yeah.
Because it's like prying someone's eyeball out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and she sees these things as living, so yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, it's just a dead body. I'm assuming you put the
These
arm down.
things!
I'm assuming you put the arm down, or are you keeping the rotten, smelly arm?
Oh no, I put it down and I patted it.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sentry, what happens if one were to touch someone else's echo? Would anything bad happen?
You don't know. Nobody's ever touched your echo before.
I wouldn't know.
Is it a bit disrespectful? Is it like touching one's naughty bits?
I shouldn't imagine so. Like
I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna do
It's like-
it. Not okay. I'll touch this one first.
Try it with this one to see what happens.
Touching echo.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh fuck.
Wow, what?
It's gonna bite you.
14.
So you touch the echo, and there's something happens, and you feel a momentary connection between, the sorceress energy, the kind of arcane well of power that you draw from, like whatever is inside you that lets you cast magic. There is some sort of split second connection between that and whatever is powering Echo, and you get flashes in your mind. You briefly see a beautiful kingdom of structures of glass towers and metal carriages pulled without carts and people in strange uniforms you've never seen before. A flash of Sentry being given a shield by a human man that you don't quite make out, being presented, like a fresh new Sentry being presented with a shield. And then the last thing you see is just swirling earth and sand and stones all around you, and then it just goes, and it's like a flash for a second.
What happened?
Lucius falls over. And then collects himself eventually.
What happened?
I saw amazing.
wonderful, just unbelievable things. I saw where you came from. I had a bit.
You saw Solvin.
I saw what?
Solvin.
From outdoors, you just hear, what? Nova rushes in. Where is it?
I touched Sentry's echo and I saw fragments of what happened. I saw your shield. I saw your shield being given to you.
I had that. I've seen that myself. I had.
Well, you should have.
I had
It
a
happened to
dream.
you.
A dream or a
what you
memory?
would call a dream.
A memory.
Maybe it was a memory. I don't know. When we were asleep in the woods.
Your memories in echo.
I guess they are. If you saw what I saw.
God, that place is I thought Gusthaven was wonderful, but the decadence, honestly.
Solvin was beautiful.
The carriages, they were moving around without any horses.
Nova's just holding her hand up, but just like really, like trying not to be, but hi.
It sounds like he's going elf mad.
Can I touch Echo, please?
Well, if Lucius came out of it in one piece, I'm sure it's no problem for you.
It's going to hit you all at once, Nova, so be prepared. Clench your butt cheeks.
For science! I will clench my butt cheeks and gently touch Echo.
You feel a cold metallic surface, but no reaction. You
I
don't
just
get a
look at my
flash.
saw it,
finger.
right?
Nothing. And I just reach out and I put more of my hand on Echo.
No
You see the
reaction.
shield where it's given to Sentry?
Nothing.
You know?
You maybe feel a very slight pulse in Tiangong, but there's no sensory element to it. Like a recognition that Tiangong senses something, but there's no direct communication between you and the sword.
A disappointment. Or maybe you have gone elf mad.
Well. Lucy shuts down for a minute. I'm going to touch the other one.
Oh, wait, hang on. Is that such a good idea?
Why? It was fascinating.
Well, we know that Sentry is, Sentry. We don't know what this one is. Are you sure you're going to
It can't hurt me, it's just memories, right?
Well, I suppose.
At
but-
most.
While he's touching weird stuff, what are we doing about chests? Ayla points at the two metal chests
Are they-
underneath the workshop.
Those are airtight and they have quite fine locks on them.
Our
Ayla
dwarves,
tries to drag one out, and she can, but these are pretty heavy. They got locks on them.
smash the locks.
Okay.
But before you do that, are dwarves or guardians known
Oh yeah, these locks are rusted.
for
I don't think you can
magical
pick them. I don't know.
anythings?
They have magic. Dwarves do a lot of druidic magic. Worship the gods. Isn't this your? What do you do?
What do I do?
I don't know about magic.
Can you detect magic, Birdie?
I can, if we'd like to stay here for 10 minutes.
Or you can ritual it. Right.
I don't think we literally don't have a rope until
Oh, that's a
one
good
of us
point.
climbs back up.
How are we getting out of here?
I could levitate again, but I need a rest.
Or like a 10-minute rest, or
No,
like
a rest.
a sleep.
A resty, sleepy
Oh
rest.
dear.
Cool.
Guess we're staying
So
the
that's
night.
not happening until tonight.
Well, maybe there's just a natural way out. Just
Maybe.
It does involve going way deeper in.
If the dwarves have a little housey here, there's got to be some staircase back out.
But when the doors lived here, it was up there, and Nova points up. It wasn't down here. It was up.
What's he talking about? There's no floating dwarven island. What are you talking about? You silly.
Nova's just making a face, like she's just trying to just have to dumb it down, but she doesn't quite know how far to dumb this down. This village was originally on the surface where we climbed down from. Then after the sundering, the ground crumbled and the village came down here with it. So there wouldn't be a staircase to go up.
Are you okay? You seem to be really slowing your speech.
I think she's gone Ganassi mad.
She might be air ganassi mad. You need some fresh air. I get it, it caved in
It is
and it
rather
fell.
stale down here, yes. But there's not going to be a staircase back up.
Right, well that settles it. I'm going to touch.
Okay. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Okay, where did my... Oh, it's right there. 17 plus 5.
Yeah, 17. So again, you get this momentary sensation of a connection to the kind of sorcerous power within you, and you see flashes again. Brief, not as detailed, not as vivid. These are hazy, almost like there is a mist kind of surrounding it, like a black shadow kind of around it all. And they all seem to be in a kind of grey colour, like there's very little colour to the memories. You do, however, feel sensations. You remember an intense heat of something being near something very hot for a long time, working, hammering metal on an anvil for a long time. You see dwarven faces, but their features are all blurred or obscured in some way. And then you remember a terrible earthquake. You remember the ground shaking. You remember seeing great waves, coming out of nowhere across the landscape. People screaming, people shouting. You dived into a building, and then the memory ends. And then there seems to be like one last memory, but it's just darkness. And then you just snap back into reality.
Oh, how awful. Oh, that's tragic.
What did you see?
The guardian, this is that guardian, I believe, that's on the outside. Used to work here at the blacksmiths when they were on the surface. Thank you for the slow explanation. And yes, it was very hot. I could sense the heat. Clearly they were working very hard. I saw faces of dwarves, but it wasn't very detailed. Very hazy, very colourless, very drab. Well, I guess that's because it's so ancient. And then nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, the thundering happened. That's right. Big earthquake.
Oh, okay, just
yes, big earthquake. Everything collapsed, and clearly the guardian snuffed it.
Well, but how is the echo still working? I thought it was...
It might have residual power or something.
Oh,
At least,
Maybe it reacted with your magical ability.
maybe I powered it. Yes.
Maybe that's how you activated me.
well, I don't have any magic.
Do you not? You touched me, and I felt good.
I mean, I'm not magic like you.
So while you're having
the
this
episode
conversation, Ayla is like holding these containers, and she's straining herself to try and rip it, or break it open. She's using a hammer to try and smash it. But in the process, you see her pull her arm back, and it wrenches part of her shoulder, pulls a tendon or something like that. And then in a rage, she kind of goes to smash the other one, but her hammer misses, and you see her arm scrape against something and things like that. She takes a bit of damage as she fails to open the chest, which you told her to open.
Ayla, what is happening? It's a box.
Do you want to fucking try opening this box?
You've probably loosened it, I hope.
Fucking give it a go then.
It's like a jar.
I mean, okay, has she done anything to it?
You see, maybe bent some of the metal, bashed a corner in.
While they're sorting this out, I've just taken the Forge Echo and I'm just kind of touching it to Lucius, just seeing if more power runs off of him.
I mean, we could try. Can I touch it?
Doot,
Can I touch it?
doot, and I just doot it onto Quill.
Onto my face.
Yeah.
It just taps my beak. Boop. Does anything happen when it boops my snoot? Oh.
Nope.
Concentrate really hard. See if you can channel some energy into it, some spell casting.
You've picked up the orb, did you say? The
Forge
one that was
orb.
on the shelf. Okay. Quill, as Nova picks it up and begins gesturing it towards you,
What boops my snoot? Yeah.
you see the gemstone light up
Ooh.
and then fade quickly.
Okay, Nova. I want to put that one down. I think I saw what Lucius saw. It definitely lit up when you.
Oh, it
You're
did.
saying he's not elf blind, elf magic, elf wild,
mad.
elf mad.
Elf mad. No, almost definitely. But yeah, that one lit up. Which means,
That means someone's watching us right now.
well, if anyone's watching us right now,
I turn it around. Hi.
no, hang on, Nova. Wait, no. If someone's watching us right now, it's the one that this echo belongs to, who is currently, outside the door.
No, he's gone, Dunzo.
Definitely.
There's potential in this vision of memories I saw.
Yes.
Did I see the guardian that was outside?
No.
Yes,
You
potential.
you never saw. You didn't see a guardian. You saw other things.
I never saw the owner of this echo.
What are you doing, Sentry?
I kind of,
While they're having this conversation, and Ayla is.
I'm looking at the other echo, just being like, I want to touch it as well. I want to see.
Okay. Yeah, so you would have the same thing as Lucius when you touch it, and give me a charisma saving throw.
Okie dokie, which one is that one?
So it'll be saving throws. It should be near
The
the top,
D20 again.
and then D20, and then you add your charisma saving throw bonus.
Nice. Which is +4, 17.
17. Again, you see almost an identical thing to Lucius. So you see these flashes of grayed, dark images of some sort of calamity that befell this town. You feel the heat of a forge, and you remember you have memories of working, but just get those flashes.
Cool.
What do you see, Sentry?
Same as you.
You saw it!
Exactly the same.
Excellent. That's wonderful.
Well, that's spectacular. But
I mean, it's tragic because it's
I'm
not...
literally just like looking into the gemstone going, hi.
no. You want to turn it away from us.
Are you here?
Turn it away from us.
Hi.
No, don't.
What?
Well, we don't. If something is watching us,
But we
then it's
might
down
find
here.
another live guardian.
But that might be something we don't want to find.
Okay.
If it's a live guardian that's been down here this entire time, then
Chances are it could be.
super feral.
Without its echo for guidance
It might
and its
be
memories.
looking for it.
Well, actually, if it's looking for its echo,
It could.
Are you seriously going to spend all your time looking over that ball with one gem in it? And are these mine? Can I have these chests then? Can I have
if
both
you
of
could
them?
open them.
We technically need them for Arvel.
Well, technically, I'm the only one trying to bloody open them,
A
so
bit hurt, so
yeah.
really doing a great job of opening it, are you?
Well, I'm the only one trying, so
Science.
maybe they're all mine.
I could potentially put some acid on the lock and it might corrode it.
Oh, well, that sounds bloody great.
Yes. But honestly, touching that sphere was amazing. You should really try it.
I'm gonna.
Shakes her head and
Um.
puts the boxes down and just stands back, hunched.
I'm gonna wrap the sphere in some cloth so it covers the
What cloth are you using?
eye. Like, I don't know, my scarf. Like, if I can fashion a little,
Okay.
I guess like sling out of my scarf,
Okay. Yep.
so that the eye is like
It's attached to you.
covered. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Acid splash.
For podcast users, Mark is looking at Kim with one of his I am trying to do a deadpan face.
Shit's gonna get real soon.
Yeah.
Acid splash.
So you're going to acid splash the lock.
The lock.
You're going to try and focus it on the lock. Okay. Make a dexterity check just to see how fine control you can have on this.
12.
12. I'd say it's close enough, but
Everyone in the room.
so you begin melting away and you're trying to conjure just small amounts of acid around the lock itself, but you accidentally, you know that a couple of times the acid goes inside and it hits whatever's inside. So you manage to burn the lock off and eventually one of these pops open. I'll roll to see which one it is. Okay, so the lock eventually, you burn your kind of way through it, and it takes you probably a good while. Like you're like every 6 seconds, you're like little
Cantripping
dribs and
the
drabs.
crap out of
Yeah,
this.
but so it takes you a while, maybe the better part of like 20 minutes. Like so, everybody's just kind of watching you, kind of slowly like.
I'm gonna get
burning
there.
away.
Just give
No,
me
I mean,
time.
If it's taking a super long time, could I use that time to ritual a detect magic?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Could
Yeah.
I also just like, I guess just have a look outside and see, just have a listen.
Sure. Give me a perception check. So you're casting detect magic. Let's see what the perception.
15.
Okay, that's going to come in a bit. So, with the chest eventually opens, but as you finish casting detect magic, which happens before the chest is opened, you do pick up on a couple of things.
Someone casting acid splash right next to me.
Really
So,
tiny.
the chest that Lucius is attempting to open, there is something magical inside. It radiates through the box, and you can tell that there is a faint hint of probably transmutation magic. Transmutation magic hints
Right.
through. The echo sphere, the one that not echoed, Sentry's echo, the other sphere, also has a touch of magic to it.
A touch as much as echo.
As much as echo, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
The other chest does not have anything magical inside.
But I guess as that finished cast, he opens it anyway.
Well, you can keep concentrating on it for a while, I think. I think you can concentrate for up to 10 minutes.
Yes.
So you can keep it going.
Yeah.
You finish opening the other the chest, Lucius. Inside,
Quick and simple.
so you notice that there's a few broken things inside and some things which have been ruined by your acid. But some of it still remains. It looks like there were once 5 very high quality steel bars, of which only 3 remain. The other 2 have been pitted and ruined by acid, and just, like broken apart and stuff like that. And potentially. But 3 are still intact, and you can see that those 3 are very high quality steel bars. There was also a bundle of probably what was very, very interesting looking wood, but where Ayla has tried to smash it open, it's all broken up as well, and it's kind of just in bundles. The last thing is a very, very beautifully crafted hammer. It's about, it looks like a blacksmith's hammer, so it's probably sort of 18 inches long with a large heavy head engraved with all sorts of dwarven patterns. The handle is wrapped in what appears to be some sort of like beast hide, like almost like a wyvern or manticore skin or something. Some sort of scaled beast, like not quite dragon hide, but maybe like a wyvern or some sort of reptile. And that you can tell is glowing with transmutation magic. That is magical. The spear tip that Nova is carrying is also magical.
Hey, I forgot about that.
Tiangong, Nova's sword, is also magical. The Howling Gale that Ayla carries has a very minor amount of magic in it. It looks like it's faded, like it was once magical but has gone away. And Sentry glows as well. Sentry as a whole, like your whole being is infused with magic.
Everything is magic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So you get that.
Remarkable. Unfortunately, the dwarves were very careless when they packaged the steel. Looks like they got some lava in there or something.
Lava,
One of them
okay,
is
yeah.
ruined. But there's 3 nice steel bodies.
There aren't any volcanoes near here, so I don't know why they would be damaged by
Blacksmithing.
And they're still bubbling now.
Anyway, look at this wonderful hammer. Look at that.
Yes, no, that's definitely magical. I can see that now.
Fascinating.
I don't exactly know what type of magic. Well, I do know what type is, whatever it is, but I don't know what it does yet. But I might be able to identify it if we had another 10 minutes, that is.
Well, we're down here for the night.
But actually, I can tell that Sentry, very magical, by the way, which is useful because if I was to look out the window, Mark, would I see anything glowing? Maybe?
So, I'm going to give this to Kim first for 15. Have a read of that, because as Nova steps outside to look around, and she's out there for maybe a few moments, you turn your attention to the window as you probably hear a yelp as the sound of heavy metal slamming onto stone erupts. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, I told you, everyone, but no.
Old crazy bird man.
You don't
Quill.
believe the guy who gets a natural 20 on initiative?
I was
Natural
too busy.
20.
Sentry.
You as well, nice.
Ding dong. I cocked it
Initiative
twice.
should be at the top, I think.
It's in the little, next to
Oh,
the...
yeah, 11.
11. Quill.
22.
Nova.
5.
Sorry, what was that?
5.
Lucius.
22.
And then I will roll for Ayla as well.
22.
Your
Oh,
dex
wow.
14.
Ayla's going pretty quick.
My dex is...
Yeah, who's got the high dex out of the
15.
two of you?
He goes first.
So Quill's going to react first. So you hear this very loud slam. Now, whatever was up there was waiting for somebody to come out, so it will get 1 attack against you as a surprise round, I'm afraid, Nova.
I just shout out, crickets!
You shout out as this thing lands down upon you. So it's going to have advantage because it has a surprise. So that's going to be a 24.
Please may I cast shield as my reaction?
Will that boost your AC above 24?
Actually, it wouldn't. Can I retcon that? No.
yeah, don't use it unless it's going to help you. So you wouldn't cast it.
It's a
In
surprise
which case-
round anyway.
yes,
you can't
you hit
react
me.
to a surprise.
You can, but yeah, sure, because a reaction
I'm
technically
saving
comes
her
after.
a spell
So
slot.
you see this being, and what you see, Nova, is crouched on top of the roof, a figure, hulking figure, huge, like short but very wide and very sort of burly arms, built much larger than a humanoid figure. They look like they were once a guardian, but metal has been sort of like bolted on top of their original limbs to their shoulders. They've pulled stone, has been sort of grafted onto them at points as well. And a huge kind of like chimney of metal is like sticking out of their back with vents have been cut in. The eyes glow like embers in a forge as it leaps down, and you begin to see this kind of fiery energy kind of running throughout its whole body as it slams this warhammer down on the ground, catching you in the blast effectively. So that's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning and 4 fire damage, so 10 damage overall if you don't have any resistances.
Okay.
As it lands, you can see that these kind of like glowing orange eyes that are brimming with like a forge's intensity, this metal guardian figure, as it lands, its head just jerks around awkwardly as it kind of cries out like, "Leave!" and it just slams the hammer down onto you. Quill.
Wow. So I can see we're all still in the building.
You are still in the building. In fact, let's get some miniatures out here. So Nova was just outside.
Okay.
Everybody else was inside. So I'm just going to take you off for now, because there is only one entrance in and out of this place.
Where's the duty?
I'm getting him now.
The doo-doo.
Damn.
Oh, that's a
So
big
I've had to use
boy.
a storm host because I don't have an appropriate model, but. Cool. Yeah, so you hear this thunderous slam, this yelp from Nova, and the slam of this hammer hitting the stonework, and you feel this like blast of heat as well.
Does the echo in my scarf sling react in any way?
Yeah, well, not yet, but yeah, you can tell that its eye is glowing now. It comes alive.
Oh, good. Oh, goody goody.
So Quill,
drops.
what would you like to do?
I will go to the window, and I suppose if I go there, I can see.
So the windows are extremely thin, like slits, like they're barely an arm wide. Okay. There's no field of vision that actually can see. You can maybe see like the edge of Nova. You can see her through the door, but the windows don't give you any line of sight.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will turn to Sentry and cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. So that's +2 AC, as long as Quill is concentrating.
Nice.
Yes. And I will not go outside.
Okay, so you're going to stay inside the building.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
Lucius.
If I go to the door, can I see it?
Yes, but you have to stand in the doorway.
I'm going to stand in the doorway. Mm-hmm. I'm going to cast Melf's Acid Arrow.
Okay.
It's a new spell I've got.
Melf. Who's Melf?
Yeah.
Melf.
Melf was a famous wizard.
I don't remember meeting
A
him.
shimmering green arrow streaks towards the target, so it'll fit through the gap. I'm hoping. Within range and
Yeah,
bursts.
the door's a 5-foot door, so.
Burst and a spray of acid. Range spell attack.
Yep.
Beep. Natural 20.
Oh,
Wow. Fantastic.
tasty.
So that's going to be double the dice damage, but one thing I want to check.
Yeah, did you say a burst of acid?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to check, because Nova is right next to it.
On a hit, the target takes 4d4 acid and immediately 2d4 on the end of his next turn. There's no splash.
Okay, so there's no splash.
On a miss, the arrow splashes the target with acid for half as much and no damage at the end of his next turn. It's
Okay,
just on
so it's
hit.
just on the single
It's
target.
an arrow that just...
Thanks.
So
Yep.
4d4.
Range 90 feet. Yep, 44 acid damage immediately and 2d4 damage at the end of its next turn, which you'll have to remember. And then you double,
11,
so double that to 22 because it was a critical hit.
Wow, nice.
22. And then on the
Damn.
next turn, it's going to take 2d4 at the end of its next.
So you watch as Lucius pulls out this thing. Now, technically, it deals in a damage type and is a first level spell or higher. So you can also do dichromancy damage, but there's no other targets. So you watch as
I didn't
Lucius.
say it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just checking, just reminding you of those rules that you fail every time.
So I could have used
You
a
watch as
sorcery.
Lucius pulls out to. What do you want to spend a sorcery point to do something?
Let's double check which ones I've got. I've forgotten. Mass magic. I've got distant and twin, so no.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't help you. So Lucius pulls out this kind of thread of orange color from his outfit. He forms it into an arrow that streaks forward, splashes across the creature's chest, and you begin to see all this like thick metal plating begin to burn and bubble away, and the stone components of it begin to bubble, and it just kind of jerks and like twists around awkwardly in some sort of reaction.
Would a natural 20 be on the injury table?
Injury table I will only roll for on bad guys if they are a persistent bad guy. So kind of like a regular villain.
I see.
I don't expect this guy to be a regular villain. So.
Well, we'll see what he does to us.
But it also means that like if you do fight enemies that I consider to be like a nemesis, then they don't die at 0 hit points. They make saving throws same as everybody else.
Okay.
So, but these guys, like normal enemies, when you get them to 0 hit points, they're dead. Like
Cool.
there's
Fair
no
enough.
chance of them coming back or being
Ranger.
Exactly.
The plate on my head.
So after Lucius hits the creature with this spray of acid, it like turns its gaze, this kind of fiery gaze, and you can begin to see flames beginning to kind of purge out of these vents on its body. It's almost like a living forge. And this guardian sees you in the doorway, swings its massive hammer. I'll give you some cover bonus because you're in the doorway, but it's still going to make an attack roll against you. It in fact tries to grab you with a big fist. It tries to grab you with one of its arms as if to almost throw you out. What's your AC?
12.
So even with a +2 bonus for cover, it's still going to hit you on a 15. So it grabs you by the tunic and you feel this intense heat.
Oh!
You're going to take...
I've got 12 AC.
You're going to take 5, that's going to be 8 points of damage. And it grabs you and it flings you from the door out into the main area. And you knock prone.
Wow.
Actually, land like this.
It's crazy.
So it's just
I do the matrix.
whoosh as it launches you behind, like pulling you from the door. After Lucius, it is Ayla's go. Who charges out? Barrels past Nova to stand in front of this thing. Rages.
Of course.
Just don't treat it like a chest. Hit this one.
Didn't see you doing any bloody chests. Where are her
That's
rages? There we go. Oh, I've already marked one. I've had a long rest since. Oh no, she used it last time. So it's 2 of her rages. So here we go. She won't recklessly attack because I don't want to get Kate killed. That's a 19 to hit. Well, 19 plus 6, so 25. That's a hit. With the Howling Gale, she's going to do D10 plus 4 for 14 points of damage.
Damn.
Nice.
So you watch as Ayla bursts through, kind of almost knocking Nova to the side, swings the warhammer up in a heavy arc, and as it hits the creature, you hear this kind of thunderous boom as it slams into it. And then a bolt of lightning will arc off of her. Failing for the first time as the lightning hits the creature,
Nice.
doing 2 points of damage.
Worth it.
Worth it.
A little tiny crackle.
At the end of Ayla's turn, it's going to use its last legendary action. You watch as the heat that's been building up in its body begins to explode from its back and its kind of like lower legs and arms. As it launches up into the air, this gout of flame erupts around it.
What?
Nova, Ayla, and Lucius, you're just too far away. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, Nova, please? Ayla fails. 5, you're going to also fail. So with that, you are going to take, you're going to take 7 fire damage, and it just goes and lands at the top of this column. And it just kind of like flies upwards and then lands down.
Cool.
That's really cool.
How come you can't do that?
Error, leave, master, leave.
Man.
Just kind of twitches and awkwardly rumbles. And then its go, because that was its legendary action.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It will raise up a wrist, and you watch as this kind of like parts of it begin to fold outwards, like the metal begins to fold and twist, and a crystalline, almost like a wand, appears in its wrist, and it fires a beam of intense heat, which will hit Ayla and Nova. It basically will do like a 5-foot line, like this. That's another dexterity saving throw, I'm afraid, Nova.
This is his actual turn.
This is his actual turn, yes.
So at the end of this, there'll be 2d4 more acid.
Yes, so remind me of that.
Remind me.
Ayla will actually pass this, so
17.
17. You'll also pass this to take half damage. Half of 12, you take 6 more fire damage.
That's good. Oh shit, I've just clicked off my page. Damn it.
Shoots right through. The heat ray.
6 points.
Yeah, so this like heat, basically a heat ray, like fires out from its arm in a long beam. At the end of its turn, it takes 2d4 more acid damage. 4 more points. You can see that acid is burning heavily away at this creature. Parts of its armor are being exposed and like torn asunder by this burning acid that just perfectly struck against the creature from Lucius. That probably is going to save you guys a load of damage getting that crit. You've probably helped the party massively with that. It's taken a load of damage already. Sentry.
Cool. So I would like to. Can I try and like smack the pillar that's
So
standing
you
on?
emerge out and you want to hack away
wanna
at this
hack away
pillar.
a bit with a-
That sounds amazing.
Can I do
Absolutely.
Can I do
Right,
thunderous
thanks.
smite on it?
Absolutely.
on the
Well,
pillar?
you can. Yeah. So what? You cast Thunderous Smite on your weapon.
Yeah.
And then you're going to hit it.
So loud.
Yeah, fucking absolutely. In fact, I'll say it's not hard. You can't miss a column.
Yeah.
So just roll damage as if you'd hit it.
Nice.
So
weapon
it's a so yeah. What's the wet your? It's D8 plus 4 for your battle
8 plus
axe.
4, yeah.
And then what does Thunderous Smite do?
Thunderous smite does an extra 2d6 of thunder damage.
Okay.
So
Now, could you also cast that at second level? Because I think you have second level spell slots now.
Yeah.
If you scroll down some.
It might tell you that you can increase the damage.
Oh no, she doesn't have second level.
Oh, she doesn't.
No,
Okay.
don't.
So an extra 2d6. So it's 1d8 plus 4 plus
1d8
an extra
plus 4.
2d6.
Okay. Cool. So.
And roll the 2d6 separate for me because it
D8
won't
plus
resist the thunder damage.
So that's 10.
10 already. Okay.
Already.
And now roll 2d6.
2d6.
A
I'm
column.
like, can I borrow a d6, dude?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually,
And then-
use this one.
Okay.
That one's better.
Okay.
Told you.
7.
7 more points. So you watch as Sentry kind of barrels up to this column, grips the axe, swings it, and as it does, this thunderous energy envelops the blade, hits the bottom of the column, which cracks heavily. Not quite enough to tip it over, but this thunderous boom rocks, and the column does begin to shift, and the creature is beginning to, looks like it might, potentially lose its balance. That's your movement, that's your thing. Any bonus actions you want to do? I don't know if you have any.
Let me see. What have I got as a bonus action?
Okay, well, we'll swing it over to Nova, and if you have one, we'll come back to it.
Cool.
So, Kim, Nova, what would Nova like to do?
So the column is looking quite damaged, damaged, and he's looking quite damaged.
Yeah, he's got pitted, his armor's all pitted, and the stone, that forms part of his body is all being melted away.
Okay, Nova's probably going to do Nova, and she's going to... how far is 30 feet? So 5, 10, 15... Can I nip away back into the forge to try and get some cover?
Yeah? Yeah, you can stand inside the doorway if you want with Quill.
I'll just stand
Yeah,
there-ish.
yeah.
And can I cast Suggestion, please?
Okay,
And I would like to say...
what do you suggest?
I suggest you stand down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Natural
it's,
20, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Literally rolled it, doesn't have legendary resistances or anything like that, just rolled a natural 20.
roll big rolls today.
So you try and take it over, and you get this sense, as the spell tries to reach out, with Tiangong in hand, you feel Tiangong's magic kind of weaving invisibly through the air towards this creature's mind. Whatever mind was once there is so fragmented and broken, the spell just can't take any effect. Its madness is almost protecting it from your influence, and just manages to resist, unfortunately. So you're moved. Any bonus actions?
I can't. No, I don't.
No more? Cool. So we go to Quill.
You suggest I stand down?
Not you, it!
Oh, okay. In that case, the pillar, it gets super, super, super damaged.
Yeah, it's
but-
like a heavy crack through it. Looks unstable now.
I mean, how much is a pistol gonna do? But I don't want to waste a spell slot on it, so I'm gonna stand in the doorway, point the pistol up, and fire at the crack in the pillar
Okay,
in hopes of...
sure. So ranged attack roll. So I think for you this is just plus dexterity because you're not proficient with a firearm.
Nope. 4.
it blows you back, like the recoil blows you off your feet, you knock prone, and you slide against the floor as this pistol just launches you through the air. A kickback completely unexpected.
Does it ricochet into him?
No.
Great. Okay.
Does he need Constitution to not bleed? From
No,
his ears?
I will not be that cruel. A low roll, being knocked prone for firing a weapon you're not proficient with, I think is funny and enough. So anything else you'd like to do, Quill?
Yeah, get up.
Okay.
I'd like to get up.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
And
half
then
your movement.
slink back up to
Well,
Nova.
you used some of your movement to get to the window. You got knocked back,
I was still at-
stood up prone,
Yeah,
and then you can move up to Nova.
I'll move back
That's
to
it.
Nova and just say, someone else, please.
Lucius.
I won't tell anyone.
Okay, please don't.
I'm gonna sausage roll out the way.
Like kid rolling, yeah.
Kind of get to my knees.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna fire a chromatic orb of acid at the same spot
On the column,
on him.
on him. Okay, so how does this work? Spell attack?
4-inch diameter. It's a spell attack. Natural 1.
So with this one, you're like,
Emotional roller coaster.
just
today.
like the arrow, I can do this. It flies up and hits like stalactites above the ceiling and just begins melting
And they
away into
stab him in the head.
No, not quite. If only. But yeah, the natural one, it just sails up into the air, completely missing, doesn't even threaten the guardian itself. It just bubbles
Flies
away.
out of the canyon, hits a farmer.
They die.
I'm assuming you're stood up, you are standing up for prone, so you've pretty much used all your movement.
Yes.
Ayla, seeing what Sentry just did, will follow suit and smash the column. Yep. No, why am I? She just rolls damage. Ooh, that's not as good. So that's going to be 5. That's still just not enough. She smacks it again, and the column is now beginning to shift, but hasn't quite broken all the way through. So it's more like a tree that's about to be felled, like it's probably going to tip, rather than just crumble underneath him, basically. But she slams into it, and then a bolt of lightning streaks up again. He fails against that, so we'll take 3 more points of lightning damage. So you watch as this bolt of lightning strikes up, but the creature kind of uneasily wobbles to and fro. It's then going to use its legendary action to do the same, like the flames begin to erupt from its back.
Oh.
2 legendary actions per combat round.
Okay, got it.
So it does that. There is nobody in range for the flames to affect, but it just flies down and lands behind everybody else before this column comes crashing down underneath it.
Which it does?
No.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway. Might fall down in a couple of rounds. So he lands down, and then it is his go. He is going to... You see him kind of bring the hammer back, and the kind of flames, this forge that's been building up inside of him, all these kind of like vents open up, and this cloud of acrid smoke just begins to completely surround it in about a 10-foot radius. Thick, forge smoke, like thick coal smoke completely clouds around him. Anybody attacking him at range is at disadvantage.
Right.
Anybody within 10 feet of him, so Lucius, Ayla, and Sentry, you guys can't breathe. So Sentry, this doesn't affect you. It's not expecting to fight other Guardians.
Cool.
But Ayla and Lucius are like coughing and spluttering. Like you can just about see it enough that you don't have disadvantage, but you're like you can't breathe. You're suffocating as you stand and fight this thing. Then it goes to Sentry.
Cool. I would like to use Wrathful Smite
Okay.
on this SOB.
Okay. So what is Wrathful Smite?
Wrathful Smite. So there is the next time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your attack deals an extra 1d6 of psychic damage. If the target is a creature, it must make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you until the spell ends.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing you're going to make is an attack roll. So it's the d20
roll.
plus your attack bonus, which is under your attacks. So
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
it should be the first number in your next to your axe.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
In action is that.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay, yeah. So 1d20 plus 5. 25!
That's a natural 20,
Nat
which is a
20.
crit hit.
Nice.
So you're going to roll the damage of the battle axe, which is
Yaha.
d8 plus 4. You double the d8.
Oh, it's +3 apparently.
Oh, plus 3.
Three,
So 1d8 plus 3. So roll a d8 and then double that for a crit.
That one there. 6.
Plus 3, 9.
9.
Now roll a d6 and double that.
Oh, nice. 4.
So 13 total. So it takes 13 points of damage as Sentry smashes this thing. And then it has to make a wisdom saving throw, you said?
Otherwise I'll be scared.
Skirt.
Sadly, the same thing. It's madness. It doesn't understand how to fear anymore. It's just driven by some sort of crazy madness that's enveloped it. Seems to be resistant to kind of any effects that try and charm or make it afraid.
Cool.
But you do see that the energy that absorbs off the blade just completely decimates it, and you begin to see parts of stone and metal flying off the creature as it stumbles back. With another powerful blow. At the end of your turn, however, it's going to retaliate with its last legendary action for the combat round as it slams a fist into you now, sensing a greater threat.
Okay.
That's cocked. I'll roll that again. That's only a 19.
Oh, that's not bad. Well,
Does that hit your AC?
My AC is 20 at the moment because Quill's.
Boom, got it.
Tasty.
So you watch as this fist is about to connect with you, and you don't bring up the shield to defend it, but you feel this force field that has a sense of the open air, almost like a cloud of feathers or wings in front of you, just bounces straight off, and you feel this connection against your spell trying to break through.
Ow.
Very, very lucky. Nova.
Me. Please, may I cast Toll the Dead?
Yeah? I just
so-
want to try and finish this combat, Steve, and then we'll take break.
So please, can you make a Wisdom saving throw? DC 13.
Now, this isn't a fear effect, so he doesn't have advantage, or a charm effect, so he doesn't have advantage. So that's a 3.
In which case,
D12.
a D12. I still can't figure out which one.
Big
It
round.
looks like
That one?
a D20.
That's a D10,
But not.
That's the next one up. That one there. Yep.
7. So yeah, it takes 7 points of necrotic damage.
So you ring the bell, Tiangong. You kind of shake Tiangong. This kind of pulse wave of energy erupts from it. It shudders for a moment, and you can see it beginning to slow down, collapse. But just the last vestiges of energy are still within it. Quill.
I can't really see it. I've got no idea where any of the allies are because they're all in the smoke.
You can vaguely see where it is because it's projecting all this smoke, but
Oh, actually, can I see?
it's
Oh, no.
a disadvantage.
I guess I don't have to take magic anymore because I'm concentrating Shield of Fate.
Yes.
Damn. I would like to, in that case, cast Magic Missile at level 1, which is a
you know it
guaranteed
hits.
hit.
Sure. Well, let's see how much damage you roll.
I do 3 darts of 1d4 plus 1.
Each, so it's if you're rolling all. Oh, you still. It's 3d4 plus 3 for first level.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a 3, followed by a 2, followed by a 2.
7.
Not good. That's 7 damage.
So you watch Quill. You know the creature's in there somewhere, and you can hear Lucius and Ayla desperately coughing for breath. You can see the blows being exchanged between Sentry and the creature, and you just reach out. What do? Like, how does this spell work? Is this a prayer to Hesper? Is this trying to channel might? Like, what does the spell look like?
I mean, it's different to Guiding Bolt. It's the one where I a few feathers fly out of the wing and then turn into darts.
and then
That's what
fly
they look
through.
like. But the Guiding Bolt is a little bit different.
Okay, so you kind of throw these feathers out, and you just trust that these feathers are going to find their mark in the smoke. You see these lines, these purple lines, like flying through. The smoke begins to stop. Lucius, you're gasping for air. Ayla's gasping for air as you see this thing just slump to one knee and then just slump forward.
Oh,
Hey! Done. We're going to take a break there because I know we were pushing it on the break time. So we're going to take a break there. We'll be back to see what else this chasm has in store for them after this break.
Please enjoy the fan art video.
Enjoy the fan art.
yeah.
Thank you.
See you in a bit.
Submit your own. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Just finished eating my ginger nut. What perfect timing. Welcome back to High Rollers.
No.
We just finished a combat encounter with the party facing off against a feral guardian, a sort of robot construct sentient being
Gone mad.
that has gone mad.
Oh, mate.
The party have just emerged from an old dwarven blacksmith's in a town called Dwalinden, a very old civilization.
Wow.
And they've recovered some minor treasures and left one chest untouched.
Oh, yeah.
But now you also have the body of this guardian. So, the smoke clears after time. And you find yourselves where you are.
Oh, wow.
No.
What was that? Was that a guardian? That doesn't look like you.
Amazing. It looks like a forge construct.
Amazing, we almost died, Nova.
Did it build itself, or was it built as well? These dwarves are amazing.
What? It doesn't seem that amazing. It seemed like it wanted to kill us.
So that's a feral sentry.
So,
Oh, very much so. When I tried to cast suggestion upon it, it was clear that it was stark raving bonkers.
Oh, it was guardian mad.
What's
Probably.
Sentry? What's your passive perception?
passive perception is 13.
You and Ayla both hear a sound of stone cracking as you look towards the column, and you can see it beginning to tip over.
Push it away from the guardian.
Yeah, I'll
The what?
I'm gonna try and
Okay.
push it away.
Okay. Make a strength check for me. Ayla will try and assist you.
Okay.
Roll a 1.
11, 16, 20, 8, 30.
What?
Hang on.
What's your
Dexterity
strength?
saving throw.
Oh,
strength check. Sorry. So yeah, it's a strength bonus.
check, strength
So
bonus.
just add your strength
14.
bonus.
14.
So you just add the strength
I was
bonus.
looking.
32.
You were adding the strength
I was adding the
score.
strength score. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going a bit mental.
That's fine. You're still learning. You're still learning.
Player mad.
Yes, I got
We've all
41
gone
mark.
So in that case, I need both you and Ayla to make dex saving throws. You try and push this thing back, but this thing is too heavy and is coming down on top of you.
Okay. 11 again.
Yep, Ayla failed as well.
Can I? No, it's probably too late, isn't it?
What do you want to do?
Eldritch blast it.
Sure.
To
You
try
just roll
and
damage.
Shatter it.
Yep, roll damage. So you're aiming for the larger part of the stone column that's falling.
Just to try and shatter it.
Yeah, make a damage roll.
Uh,
It should be a D10, I believe.
D10, yes.
It's force damage, so it'll do full damage.
5.
You blow a huge chunk of it, which rains down, but not enough to shatter the whole thing. Sentry and Ayla both take 12 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh.
as this thing
Boy.
smashes them.
Does it land on the other guy?
It smashes the Warforge's legs.
Okay.
Huh? No, I would say that neither, if they'd rolled ones, probably would have had one of them get stuck underneath it, but neither of them did. So that you leap out the way, but you're caught by the creatures, or you stumble or you twist your ankle or something as this stone column comes smashing down.
Okay.
Sentry, Ayla, are you okay?
Ah!
Okay, well, one of them's still alive. Sentry?
I'm fine.
I'm done. I'm done. This quaint little rubbish. This rubbish place. It's awful. I want to get out.
I was
done.
telling you this before we came down here. This was going to be horrible, and we've been attacked by a giant guardian,
All we got
way
was-
bigger than Sentry.
Cute little hammer.
Well, it's a good little hammer. It might be worth something. It's magical, definitely. Oh, by the way, spear tip, also magical, definitely.
We already knew that.
Oh, and I know, but I was just confirming it. And on top of that, a pillar is on top of those two, on top of this entire. Also, we can't get out.
We can.
The rope fell.
I need a rest, and then I can levitate and try and put the ropes and break it again.
But I mean, what else is possibly down here? If we stay
More
for.
guardians.
He could fly.
More of the squishy, noxious things.
Wait, that's a good point. He could fly. He had a.
He had a
big
forge on his
fiery-
back.
A forge on his
But his
back.
whole, so examining the creature, you can see that it has a humanoid shape and torso, and it has this chimney kind of coming out of its shoulders. But its body itself almost appears to be forge-like. The metal, there's no wood on it, it's all metal and stone, but it has these vents built into it where heat was coming out of it. And you can see on its back, it's almost like it's been chiseled, new vents have been made, and it was forcing the internal heat of its body out of its back to propel itself around.
It modded itself.
Wait,
Does it look like it did it to itself, or it was built like that?
The ones on the back,
Fucking ginger nuts.
I'm hungry, all right? Every good D&D game has some snacks. Buy them a ginger nut. If you're an American listener, it's a type of cookie.
yeah, it's not
Biscuit.
ginger nuts.
A
No,
biscuit.
Americans don't.
It's slappy as shit.
Yeah, slap your shit.
Oh, yeah, biscuits are something
That
else.
is good podcasting right there, Mark.
Ooh, a bit of ASMR for you there.
Yeah.
Bit of
The vents on its back look like it's been crudely done.
Okay.
The rest of the creature looks very precisely made.
The thing is, yes, he could fly, but he was also a forge. So he needs intense levels of heat and pressure to be able to generate the force to propel itself into the air. So if you want, and you give me perhaps 2 days to a week, I could craft one for yourself, but you'd need to be made of metal so that you didn't burn out from the intense heat coming from the forge.
Well, I'm not made of metal.
No.
I would burn up very quickly.
Yes.
Sentry, however.
Is also made of wood.
Oh.
What if
I
it's
shout from the
around
other
you?
side, I am made of wood! It wouldn't be a good idea!
We could body mod you, Sentry. We could encase you in metal. We could give you upgrades.
Well, actually, I mean, from the sounds of it, you are the top of the line guardian, right?
Probably more frontline guardian.
No, I mean the best guardian there was. Like, you were protecting a princess, weren't you?
Do you know that in character?
I think she said
Yeah.
that to me.
Okay.
I feel like,
I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure how much Sentry's told everyone. So
I think she told everyone that one. But
Yeah.
she told me before the story began.
sure.
That's canon
What is
now.
Yeah, I just wanted to check. You can tell him if you can just
Yeah.
Rihanna, if you want, you can just say you don't know that, Tom.
Yeah.
Just want you to know. Don't let him bully you.
Do I know that?
Yes.
Yes,
There you
I
go.
do.
There we go.
Teamwork there, a little team cooperation.
So, I mean, whatever this thing had, it was going to be less than what you are, right?
I mean, the Guardian we saw in the forgery as well looked like it was of a different purpose. So, yeah, and I imagine, well, I was built with a very royal purpose, I suppose.
Okay.
But we could put vents in you. Yes, and we'd suck in the heat.
You can make an Arcana check for me if you want, Quill.
Okay. Natural 20.
Very good.
Yeah. So
I
okay.
made this.
You didn't make it. A couple of things. I'm going to give you a couple of things for this. So, the first thing you can deduce is knowing what Sentry's purpose was, seeing this thing and the environment it's in, you get the sense that Sentry, the reason that Sentry is special is because there's almost like she has the ability to adapt and to change her purpose to suit the needs of her greater goal. You know,
Okay.
this thing looks like all it was ever built to do was be some sort of forge or blacksmith's operation.
Okay.
Sentry probably has greater potential than this thing ever had. This thing might have unique abilities, or it might be stronger, or it might be tougher, but Sentry has the greater capacity to her than this thing probably has. Same with the Laborer, the other broken Guardian.
So if you place one of these anywhere, it's just going to be like, hey, want some forging?
Yeah, that's what its purpose was, whereas Sentry's is a bit more sort of
I must
specific.
forge.
And there's more room for her to grow and adapt around it.
Okay.
Because that's what's needed of a
Level
protector.
up.
You imagine that somebody who had to protect a young girl would have to change and adapt as they went on.
I see.
They can level up. Thank you, Chris Straw. The other thing is looking at this creature, like, yeah, the back vents, the way that it was like this kind of short range jump that it could do, that looked like it had modded itself to be able to do that. Its heat vents and the wrist device that you saw it fire this kind of beam of heat from,
Yeah.
that looks like it could both be removed and was part of its original purpose. Maybe some sort of like welding, or like, you know, used to be able to like blast intense heat to maybe heat metal very, very quickly. That could probably be salvaged.
Oh.
Now, when you roll a natural 20, I'm going to give you something pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, there's nothing we can do with the big flamey things on the back, but the beam that it did, the big beam, I mean, I think we can take that off its arm.
Ooh.
If I mean, is it like tied on with leather or something like that? Can I just take it off, or is it?
You can't take it off. You'd probably need somebody who is an expert, like somebody that can like remove things, like use tools to like clip things off and stuff like that. And
Or acid it off?
not even like acid it off, like
No.
anybody with enough care and dedication. Like Nova, you've fiddled around with like mechanics and things before, like you're interested in this stuff. With some time, you could probably do that. I'd say over a short rest, you could easily remove this device, and then over another short rest, you could probably apply it to Sentry. You don't think that anybody can use it. You think only a Guardian can use it. You knowing what you know as well, being quite intelligent and being interested in this stuff. The creature that was using it had its own internal heat source. Sentries, it would probably have to fire this beam, would probably require some of her own personal heat source, which might injure her small amounts. So it'll be like a trade-off of if when you fire it, you'll take some cold damage because you're literally drawing body heat to fire this laser.
You're fridging it. Like a fridge. Just ignore me.
He knows. He knows he did a bad.
Sentry, I am going to remain very calm while saying this because I have been told I am too excitable. But it's this, and I'm just gonna like hold up like the wrist with the laser on it. This is a wrist laser, a frickin' laser beam, and I think I might be able to take it off and put it on you, so you could have a frickin' laser beam. But this creature, he's powered by heat. That's how he powered it. It might hurt you to power it. Just a little, because it needs some of your magical heat.
I mean, it could be potentially very useful. I'm happy to take it.
Yeah. I'm so happy you chose that answer.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to, Nova, it will be about an hour to get it off this creature.
I need an hour.
And then another hour to put it on Sentry.
And another hour.
That's okay, I can spend that time aciding the other chest open.
No. That's
Why?
a terrible idea.
What do you mean?
Well, the acid, it didn't really work so well last time. I mean,
We got a hammer and we got some metal ingots.
Yeah, but we could have got more metal ingots.
Right. More is
How-
great. What's worse is none.
True.
How'd you open it otherwise?
Well, I mean,
Magic it open.
We could.
you have a hammer, just this time.
You want me to smash it open?
Not smash it open, just the lock. Actually,
The
we've
lock
got this
is
hammer.
part of the chest.
Wait, give me that hammer.
If we could wait 2 hours, I could use the Guardian's laser.
Well, no, that sounds somehow
It might
even
be
worse.
a bit too powerful for that.
It did.
This is
I
more
guess
for
there's like a
cutting
scorch
ores.
mark across the floor where it fired before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you did this to that chest, the chest wouldn't exist anymore.
I guess you're right.
Who's got the blacksmith hammer? I'll just hit it with that.
I dropped it when we got attacked by a monstrosity.
What do you mean you dropped? Where did you
Put it
drop
back
it?
in the chest. I literally
very
lifted it up.
expensive.
Oh, look at
Say
this.
this
not-
is
yeah,
a
it's-
monstrosity.
You can just lift it out of the chest.
It's just in the chest.
Well, that'll work just fine. I mean, Ayla, last time you attempted this, you somehow stumbled around and injured yourself.
She just glares at you.
So I'm going to go in.
By all means, Birdman.
Watch this, and I'm going to go in there, pick up the blacksmith's hammer, and
Right.
just smack the lock.
You have
Strength check.
Yeah.
Disadvantage. Actually, no, you're using one hand. No disadvantage on this.
10.
Ha! Bing! Ah! You bash your hand on it.
But does the hammer do anything with its magic?
Take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Because damage isn't just like you getting in. It's like you stubbing your hand, like like you've probably like fractured a thumb or something like that.
I hit my
Clipped a
own
claw.
foot.
Pressure fracture.
Okay.
Ah!
Does anything happen from the magic?
No.
Oh.
You've not attuned to it. You've not identified it.
Oh, I thought it would still happen anyway.
No.
I walk in, quite graceful,
While they're
with my
doing
nose
this,
up.
can I just be starting on the removing?
I figured Nova was already working on it.
Oh, yes.
Ayla is taking a short rest because she took a lot of damage.
I need to take a short rest as well. By the way, if anyone could heal me, that would be great.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. I didn't try hitting it.
I absolutely just saw you do it.
No, I didn't. No.
The door is ripped open.
That's
And I
true.
saw you use the hammer
Don't tell anyone else.
and most of your little hand to smash into the chest.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not even holding the hammer anymore. It's just my hand is claw. Sorry, it's like throbbing.
If you don't mind, Bertie, I'm just going to put you over here, and I just edge him back from the chest.
Okay.
And I'm just going to acid the lock open.
Okay.
Try not to hit the stuff on the inside.
Dexterity
Very
check.
valuable.
So D20 plus Dex mod.
11.
Okay. So once again, you manage to open it. Quite a lot of acid goes on the inside. Quill watches in despair as this happens.
Look, there's no other way.
Chris Trott, roll a D10 for me. Let's see how much.
Voice crack there
Let's
a
see
little
how
bit.
much of the insides you ruin.
8.
All of it.
It's all gone. It's all gone.
Oh,
It's just a big
So you acid the lock. Who goody? Open it up. Inside there was once a leather pouch that contained coins covered in acid. You managed to salvage about 20 of these coins. Now these are ancient looking gold coins. Lucius, you have seen these, and like Nova as well. Quill, you'd probably be aware of these. These pre-sundering coins are basically worth double. So
wow.
it's 40 gold's worth of coins. So
just-
40
should I just put that
modern,
into-
yeah, just put 40 gold basically. Also, not ruined by the acid, is a cloth-wrapped kind of not plates, but like squares of thick scale hide, like a monster's hide.
Oh, wow.
You can make a nature check to try and identify it. Anybody.
Pow.
Ooh, I have proficiency, but I'm busy.
You're busy. So Quill, you can make a nature
Oh
check.
yeah, I'm
12.
ready.
I'll make one for Ayla just
Why
in
do I have
case.
proficiency in that?
I'll do one.
I have a natural 1. I've never seen anything like this before.
I got a 16.
16? What'd you get? 12?
12.
I can't even
So
see it.
Ayla and Sentry, you would recognize that this is wyvern skin. So this is wyvern scale. Wyverns are monsters that are notorious for deadly poisons in their sting, and it's said that the scale, like armor made from this scale, offers you some resistance against like poisons and poisonous damage.
Okay.
And the amount that's there could probably be used to make a set of leather armor.
Okay.
So it's valuable, or you could have a talented armor smith, craft it into a suit of wyvern leather armor.
So there's enough for a...
One suit of leather armor, not studded leather armor, just normal leather armor.
Okay.
Does this match the...
Wyverns.
Does that match the hand
They're
of the
a thing,
blacksmith?
Yes, it's very simple.
They're a thing.
Wow. Unfortunately, there was a really, just through the ages, I assume, this just really deteriorated.
You ruined our gold, didn't you?
Like dripping with like.
Yeah,
like
be careful.
acid.
Yeah, be careful. There's some acid dripping off that actually.
I make it.
How much gold is left?
Well, these ancient coins, I estimate them at around 1 gold.
So there's 20 gold.
Yes. I'm a bad liar. I just tried though. Didn't work.
Oh, so cute.
She shakes her head.
Lucius's first
Do you want
lie.
it?
Yeah. I'm guessing we're going to split it. This whopping 20 gold.
Is it 1 coin?
It's 20 coins.
Yeah.
Old coins. It's about 40 gold's worth.
Honestly,
20 old coins worth 40 gold today money.
That's what I wrote in
Yeah.
my notebook.
Yeah. 40 gold.
if you want it, then have it.
Well, this goes into the group fund. Remember?
For Arvel! You
Well,
hear a
the
voice
group
from
fund that
outside.
goes into Arvel's.
Who is in control of this group fund?
Not you.
Okay, well, who would like it then?
Sentry is in charge of the group fund. I nominate Sentry.
Is this our first
Isn't
payment?
that wise?
I mean,
Money has no value to me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has no value to Lucius.
She's the most honest!
She's the most honest. She is the most.
I'll agree to that. But
Isn't
you're
it?
not allowed to spend any of it. You have to check with us before you spend it.
I won't spend
Well,
it.
no, you have to check with me.
No, with us.
No!
Just don't
From
check with
outside.
Lucius, okay? Don't check with Lucius.
Okay, you have
Us
my
as a
word. I
group.
will-
Check with us as a group.
It's a group fund, and you're in charge of it. Congratulations, you are the banker of our group fund now.
Here, take
For
40
now.
gold.
Okay.
I might discuss this again later.
Well, I mean, okay, fine.
Keep it as safe as I can keep it.
I'm going to think on it,
Okay.
says Ayla.
I've noticed you've not had any very big opinions.
Yeah, well, because
Ayla.
I've been fighting stuff and getting hurt, so...
On chests.
I think we did okay, everybody. I mean, we're at peril from feral guardians, and you fell horribly.
This has been the worst thing that's happened in the last few weeks, and we crashed in an airship.
I don't know if that's true. I think the wild elves were way worse.
Oh no, they were bad, yeah, sure, no. But we are now trapped in a cavern with no way out, and we
we
just burned all of our gold that we came down here for.
Stop panicking, Birdman. Nova's already said she can fly up tomorrow and put the rope back so we can climb back up that.
Well, what about the rest of this place?
Well, we've got plenty of time to check it out, but we should be cautious.
Do you want to touch the hammer?
Also, how much
No.
is that hammer worth? Do we know what it does? How much is the wyvern stuff worth?
I can find out what the hammer does. I assume we are staying here for some time?
You can just hear some tinkering and light swearing coming from outside.
We're going to have to wait for Nova to both complete the
Yeah, I'd say like you've completed the removal at this point, but now it's another hour to apply it to Sentry.
I just burst in, like wild-eyed. My goggles are on my eyes, like my goggles are down.
They make her eyes look massive, like what's an Moz
Mothman?
from thing. No, like Moz from Star Trek.
Okay.
Like, massive eyes.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like Star Trek, Star Wars. Yeah, I'm just gonna burst in, holding the laser beam, going, I've got it.
You're like covered in soot and stuff.
Maybe
as
a little
well.
bit of like
Like
glass.
scorch mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sentry, I just wild-eyed looking. Sentry, would you like the laser on your arm?
Yes, but please be careful.
I will be very careful.
I like hold my arm out. Like I'm
So
ready.
if you want Sentry, you can take a long rest because you're just
Yeah.
sat there doing nothing.
Fantastic.
Nova, make
Oh shit.
an intelligence check with proficiency. So D20 plus proficiency
Puts it on
plus intelligence.
Intelligence check.
Yeah, so D20 plus intelligence modifier plus proficiency modifier.
Is there anything I can do to like help?
I'm giving you, you
That's
can
cool.
ask your allies if they can help you.
Allies would like to help me.
I mean, I could, yeah. I
You've
will-
got this.
They could offer you guidance
I will,
in some
yes,
form.
I would give them guidance. That's what I was looking at. I was seeing if it was an
Or
ability.
bardic inspiration.
Nah, it's not that. Just some guidance. There you go.
It's only a permanent laser on her arm, it doesn't matter.
It's true, actually.
So add roll the D4 at the same time, Kim. Just
I ain't metagaming.
I mean, I don't think Quill is super inspired. She just
So-
burst in like mad.
Oh, nice.
I rolled an 18
Yep.
plus intelligence,
Yep. Modifier
19, 20,
plus
plus
proficiency.
proficiency, 21, 22, plus 2 from bardic inspiration or guidance or whatever.
Guidance, yeah.
24.
24.
Over the next hour, Sentry, you have this, and it takes the form of like a very sleek metal plate. It makes one of your wrists, so you can decide whether it's on your shield hand or your axe hand. Probably axe hand would make the most sense,
Yeah.
because it wouldn't be blocked. It makes that wrist look slightly bulkier, but what it does is parts slide out. They actually kind of like fold outwards, and this long, thin wand is inside, and you can now basically use this as a thing. I will write you up a card for it.
Awesome.
But the basic premise of it is, because this is a guardian item, it's not necessarily identified. Nova's kind of explaining how it works as she puts it on you. The way it works is once per day, you can fire a 30-foot long, 5-foot wide beam of fire damage. Any creatures in the beam, any creatures, so this will hit allies as well,
Okay.
they have to make a DC 12 dex save, or they take 3d6 fire damage. But when you fire it, you take 3 cold damage because you're basically drawing on your own body heat to
Yeah.
fire it. You're amplifying your own body heat. So I will write you out a card and we'll put it on D&D Beyond
Awesome.
as a custom item for you.
I'd like to think that like Nova tenderly explains this to Sentry, like as she. Like,
It's an hour,
yeah.
so you've got your like explaining as it goes, like the power source is only enough for 1 charge per day.
Yeah.
It's possible that as you might find additional power sources that might let you use it more times per day.
Cool.
Nova, you also know that there's potential ways to increase the damage it does by exchanging the wand, the crystal, and the enchantments on the wand.
By the end of this, you are going to be a tank. You're going to be an
Laser tank.
It's like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the point of Guardians. Is like
They're
but
upgradable.
the one thing to mention is this does count as an attuned magic item.
Okay.
Characters can only have up to 3 attuned magic items.
Okay, cool.
This wrist laser, and we'll come up with a cool name for it, is counts as an attuned item.
Nice.
So it's basically a Guardian only magic item.
Occam's laser. You're welcome. While that's going on,
It's a cool name, but it's very derivative. So we'll see.
while Nova, I guess, is very, very focused on doing this, I feel like I would have gone up to you to try and ask you for the spear tip.
I'm literally.
Working.
I think I'd like to think that like Nova, when she's in work mode, she's got her goggles on. She's kind of tinkering and like being very careful. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's very respectful of Sentry, but also she's just so focused, like hyper levels of focus. Nothing is getting.
So when you make a sleight of hand
Yeah,
check
I don't
for
even.
me, Tom, like, just
I mean, I
see
don't
if
even
she
want to
notices.
steal it off her.
No, you're just
but-
gently taking it.
Sleight of hand, 13.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably enough that like you just kind of like take it out of her pocket and like Nova just
Thank
doesn't
you.
notice.
I'll come back with okay, bye.
Okay.
And I guess during that hour, I want to identify the
Yeah.
blacksmith.
Do you have 100 GP pearl?
What?
Check
That's
the spell
one of the
requirement
components, plus an owl feather.
All right.
The owl feather. So the owl feather you can exchange with an arcane focus. So Tiangong
okay.
or his holy symbol would
So
work.
I walk away
But you
with
need 100
the,
GP pearl.
with the spear tip.
You're like,
and
I'm
then
gonna
look in my
identify
pocket
this.
and like, oh, and then I walk back and slip it back into my pocket.
Yeah, it's one of those material components.
Otherwise,
they sneak
I,
up on you.
I literally would have done it myself.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Oh God.
Oh dear. I don't
Lucius.
notice it.
No.
What are you doing?
Going to go in the corner of this workshop, sit down and think about better times.
Okay.
So a trance-like state.
Short rest.
I'm gonna heal you.
Long rest?
Oh, I guess
Long rest is 8 hours. Nobody here is taking a long rest right now.
Okay, short rest.
Anybody can take a short rest at this point.
Well, apart from me, who's working.
Yes,
through
unfortunately you are active.
I mean, yeah, I will cast a Cure Wounds on Nova before I take a short rest of my own, in that case. So 1d8
So
plus
short
3.
rest, remember you don't get spell slots back.
I know. 10 HP.
I suppose you've got your second level spell slots now, haven't you? So it's not as bad.
Yep, got loads of those left.
Hey, remember, you can cast first level spells as second level.
I know.
Oh, have you already done? Oh, okay.
I don't have a lot of spells left.
Lower levels are always fun.
And then I will take a short rest of my own, so I can roll some hit dice, I suppose.
Yes, so on D&D Beyond, it doesn't automatically do the healing for you, but you can mark off which ones you've used.
Remember what you healed.
And remember to add your con modifier to each dice roll as well.
It says it when you click
When you
short
click
rest.
on it, short rest, it does remind
Oh,
you.
if you're doing. Okay, I can't.
So do you want to do this one as well? Have you got hit points missing?
Yeah.
So the way it works is when you click on short rest, you can mark off how many hit dice you are spending. So as a paladin, you have 1 hit dice per level, and your hit dice are D10.
1d10
So you have
plus
3. You have a pool of 3 D10s that you can spend on a short rest to heal yourself, rather than using healing spells. You can use as many as you like. So you can spend 1 and go, oh, that wasn't enough HP, I'll spend another 1. Oh, that wasn't enough, I'll spend the last 1.
Yeah.
Or you can just roll the first one, get max, and go like, no, that's enough, I don't need any more.
Okay.
When you roll each one, you add your Constitution modifier to that dice roll, and that's how many hit points you heal.
Okay.
So you have 3 D10s. So if you'd like to spend 1, roll 1 D10 and then add your con mod.
10.
Wow.
9, 11.
Yeah, so you would heal 11 hit points.
11 hit
Is that
points.
enough? Do you want to spend more than that?
11 will be all right,
Okay,
yeah.
so you just heal 11 and you mark off 1 hit dice from your short rest.
Tick 1 box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then you confirm it again.
And you get half of your hit dice back when you take a long rest.
Okay.
Oh, half.
You
Okay.
get half your hit dice back when you take a long
So,
rest.
So be sparing with them.
well,
Yeah, it's good because it's a way of healing without spells, but yeah, you've only got a limited
3.
resource.
Is there any way I can
Cool.
take a short rest after?
Yeah,
or are
if
we
you want to
gonna-
spend another hour.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do after? So say we've just finished welding Sentry's tool on.
Yep.
Oh, so I guess there's now like 2 hours that you spent doing that.
Yeah, but I haven't rested because I've been.
Work.
I
Yeah.
will take watch with my dancing lights
Yes.
and make sure nothing untoward disturbs you.
Okay, I'm so tired now.
Okay.
I'll just crash out in a corner
You
immediately.
take a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay. So short
Sticks
rest,
of
you
metal
get
in
you
it.
get spell slots back because you're Warlock, and you can spend hit dice as you wish. Don't forget to add your con mod. And Lucius, you said you're going to keep watch. Yeah. Make a perception check for me. And what is everybody else doing during this another hour of sitting around in a big cave, in a big chasm?
While Nova's resting, can I use my last 5 lay on hands pool on her? Just
Yeah, you can do if you want
give
to,
her
yeah.
give her 5 HP.
So you get another 5 HP.
Thank you.
Sentry heals you up.
Little thank you for my arm laser.
Aw, so kind.
Was that your nice roll? A whopping 5. So Lucius, you try and like keep an eye out for any untowardness that might happen.
But I'm rattled.
You're rattled, but also just it's, the cave is dark, you've got dark vision, but the shadows kind of merge together. It's quite hard to see what's there. Let me roll, let's say a D100.
Oh no. D100?
100 different kinds of monsters that can come out.
With my passive perception, just while I'm...
I know, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm just. I guess he's outside.
Sat with
the
Lucius?
I'm not sat outside with Lucius, but like
sat
he's on
inside?
watch. He's inside. I'm not actively, but I've got passive perception of
Yeah, but you're
20.
inside the building.
Yeah, so I guess I wouldn't be able to see, but here.
You'll only be able to see certain areas, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like the immediate area in front of the building.
I'm not actively
rest,
keeping watch because for some reason I'm trusting Lucius again.
Yeah, bump twice.
That one.
But if anything comes near the building, you'll probably hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
An hour passes by, nothing happens.
Good. Nice. Good. Brilliant.
Nothing happens, no. So another hour passes by. However, probably now it's been probably 3 hours, so you're getting to like mid-afternoon. So again, that light is beginning to diminish from above.
So it is getting darker in here as
It's
well.
getting darker, yeah. Yeah. So you're relying much more on the dancing lights, and you don't have a lantern anymore.
Well, we have 2 lanterns because I
did buy
originally
one.
had one.
Yeah,
and
I can't remember
you
who
guys,
else had
someone bought one as well from the shop. I already had one.
I know you wrote down 2. I remember
Yeah.
you writing down 2.
Sorry.
Okay. You can
Cheers,
see that
please.
the chasm continues. It's like a long, thin chasm, and it continues on. And you can see that there are 2 more buildings that you could still access.
I kind of want to, after seeing what Lucius did with touching the other sphere, I kind of want to touch the other guardian to see if maybe I can.
The Forge Guardian.
Yeah, the Forge
You
Guardian.
touch it, and there's no reaction this time.
Ooh, the sphere that I took that was in my scarf sling.
Oh yeah, so it probably at one point flew out of the scarf. It doesn't do any combat, so I wasn't going to track its initiative, but it probably flew out and like hovered around the guardian. Now it's inert. It's just laying on the ground.
Is there anything salvageable from it?
You can pry out the gemstone.
No. I've done enough dissecting and...
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to spend a long rest in this place anyway when we get back here, before we can even get out of this place anyway. So
Is that what you're
that
saying?
gaming it?
Are you saying that's Quill? You saying that's Quill?
Oh well, I mean, yeah, we're going to have some time when we come back here. Anyway, I think this place seems safe-ish, safer than it was, sure. But I mean, if you wanted to get more stuff from this thing, then would be the time to do it. I
What
suppose.
thing?
I kind of want to explore the rest of the chasm.
Okay.
Well,
Sure.
to be honest, if we explore just a little bit further, we'll know it's absolutely safe to be here, because anything could come from that corridor at us if we spend 8 hours sleeping.
That's true. Sure. Fine.
So we may as well just do a little survey and see if everything's good. If there's a couple little hammers along the way, then we'll pick them up.
Hopefully there's more in there, because this building was a bust. Mainly because you destroyed it all. You melted most of it. So
Such a negative Nancy, isn't he? One negative Nancy, old Quill.
he melted it.
I melted the chest open and we had something.
Fine.
Okay. Well, what are you guys doing?
Let's carry on then.
I'll explore.
So you're going to carry on, yeah?
Carry on.
Okay. You begin making your way down through the chasm, and here more of the chasm has collapsed in over your heads, kind of almost forming like an artificial ceiling. So the light completely shuts off. You're plunged into darkness. You can see 2 more buildings in the faint, colourful, bouncing lights that Lucius creates with his magic. One of them is a long, long building, perhaps maybe just 1 floor, maybe 2. It's difficult to tell with so much stone having fallen in and collapsed. Same very narrow, thin windows. This one appears much more rustic, not as well made as the blacksmith's building you were in before. And it stretches on your left side. A little bit further along, underneath a collapsed stone arch, is what remains of what you can tell to be some sort of store. You can see another sign out the front with Dwarvish script, which you can read, which is Ergot's Emporium. Erdgott's Emporium. It looks like, again, most of the building has been sort of like, most of the building has collapsed in on itself, but there is still some remnants of a building inside. You can see a stone desk, some very rotten-looking shelves, broken down stone shelving, that sort of thing in there. The long building, you can see there is a terrible stench that comes from it. Awful, rotten smell, rotten meat, putrid
Does it
cess.
smell similar to the?
Jesus. I think it smells bad.
Does it smell
going.
similar to the monsters we encountered when we first fell in the chasm?
Yes.
I think there's more monsters in there.
And you will have to pass that building to get to the store.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a guardian, at least, right?
You don't know that.
That's true.
No, it's those creatures that and then spit the and then bite the Lucius and poison.
I mean, I didn't really see them that close because I
Was falling.
I was falling and yeah, yeah.
Breathe in.
Were they bad?
Breathe in.
No, I can smell it.
Smells like there's a lot of them.
Wait, it smells like there's a lot of them, or does it just smell
It's
bad?
very pungent.
Oh, okay.
I'm just doing the math in my head.
Well, you said you wanted to make this place clear. To make sure that last place is clear, do you want to go in and fight those ones as well, if there is any more in there, maybe?
Sounds like Birdie's got treasure on the mind.
It's not treasure on the mind. I just want to come out of this with. I mean,
Treasure.
a arm laser thing.
All
is
of
very
your
cool.
remaining limbs?
All of my remaining limbs. Yes.
Pretty harsh.
Yeah, I don't want to lose any more. And trust me, none of you want to lose one either.
So how do we leave then?
So what are we doing?
Why is it up to me?
Because
You
think
have
about
an
it.
opinion.
Think about it this way, right?
You're very opinionated.
We can't leave without Nova levitating the rope back up to the surface, which requires a long rest, right? 8 hours.
Technically, one of us could try and climb up.
Okay, Quill, you could try and climb up.
No. Last time I tried to climb down, I fell. It might just be. That,
Yeah, it's a pretty bad climb.
Yeah, it's bad.
But it's possible.
I would say it's next to impossible.
What's worse? Having the jump on these creatures, killing them all.
Sneak past.
Sneaking past is an option, but we have Sentry.
Sneaking is not my forte, I'm afraid.
And we're talking.
Cling, cling, cling.
Or
Or we
sleeping through it and
we-
hoping for the best.
get them in a line, and you can test your new laser.
If there's a bottleneck, that could be an option.
I'm just going to say now, there is no such thing as a laser. We don't call it a laser.
She
It
said
would be
laser.
called some sort of like a fire blast or sort of
Beam.
like a heat beam. Or
You
something.
can test your new heat
You don't know.
beam.
There are no lasers. Why is an acronym. You wouldn't
There's a
use
lot of
it.
science fiction.
There's no such thing as lasers.
Fiction being the optional word here.
So are you telling me that this thing is not called Occam's laser?
No.
Our life is a lie. Tom.
Bullshit. Fine. We can get them in a line, and then you can
mean-
test your new heat beam.
It doesn't quite roll off
Yes.
the tongue, does it, saying, it's a freaking fire blaster!
Yes, it doesn't, but that is also a reference to a modern film. So let's just try and keep it a little bit in universe, and I'm going to make it clear that there are not lasers.
We could get them in a line. You
Light
can test
beams?
your fire rope.
Fire rope, heat beam, light blast, whatever you want to call it. But laser is a modern scientific name.
I've changed my notes, don't worry, look.
Good.
Scoop it out.
We'll get them in a line. You can test your
It's not
hot
about
column.
fun. It's about my world, Kim. All right? It's about my world building.
Yes, boss.
So, what are you guys doing?
I think we're going to get them in a line. She's going to test her.
That's not a plan. That's
No,
a
that's
hope.
your, yeah.
What are your characters doing? Are you going to try and sneak past? Are you going to try and jump into this building and fight whatever's inside? What are you doing?
Lucius is waiting for the answer. I've posed all the options.
How are you all feeling? Are you all
Ship shape.
Ada's,
okay?
I'm not great. I can fight, but
I've got half my potential of magical prowess.
Okay.
I'm back to normal.
I've got some energy left.
I
How are you, Quill?
am trying to find a way to phrase. I don't have a lot of spell slots left.
Okay.
You can feel your magical energy is depleted.
Hesper is a little further away than normal
That's
today.
a good one. Yeah.
So if we fight, it's going to be tough. But we could do it if we have to.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We have to.
if we have to, is it advisable that we should?
I mean, we might be able to do it. I have got this, and I'll pull the pistol out and then fumble it. Like, whoa!
Yeah, well,
I've got
you
this.
have to reload between combats as well, like,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
you've only got one arm, so it's very difficult to do.
The chances of someone falling off climbing to get the rope out is quite high, right? The risk is high. And so we don't want to lose anybody doing that.
No, definitely
Is that
not.
a greater risk than being attacked at night trying to sleep 8 hours from these things that stinky?
That's very true.
Or
Is
do we
there
want to get the
definitely
jump?
anything in there?
I'm surprised they haven't ambushed.
You don't know.
already.
At this point, you are far enough away that your conversation is not alerting anything that could be in there.
Okay.
At the same time, though, you are not aware of if there is anything in those buildings.
Question. Could we send Echo to do some little recon?
We could.
Scouty, information is power, that sort of thing?
My one fear with Echo
Yes.
is
Yes.
we could draw them all back to us when Echo returns.
That's true.
So maybe just have Echo go in, and if it attracts attention, just shoot it into a little crevice or something, and then
opposite
detail what
direction.
you see to us.
Good. Yeah. We can.
Does that sound
plan.
good?
That sounds
Oh,
like a good
lovely.
plan.
Oh, that was
Well,
my plan.
actually, no, wait. If we send Echo off away from us, it might have those chase into another group of them, and then into another group of them.
Quill, stop talking.
I'm just coming up with
a
potential.
distraction.
Action is better than inaction. Let's just at least try and gather some intel.
Okay.
So you're going to send Sentry
Send
in.
a sentry. Yeah.
Okay.
Echo.
Echo, sorry.
Echo.
Can you make
talking.
can you make a stealth check for Echo for me,
Stealth
please?
check for Echo.
So you're going to need
Pro
his
blind mode.
stats.
So.
Because it's his stats you're going to be using,
Oh,
not
yeah.
yours.
That's Echo.
So if he
Quietly.
doesn't have stealth as a skill, which I think he does.
+4.
+4.
Can
Okay.
you like turn the volume down on him?
24.
Oh wow, and that's
Nice.
a 20 as well.
You can.
Yeah. Just pulls out a remote.
They can't physically beat that. So yeah, so you send Echo in, and he goes in through one of these thin windows once again, and you can't smell anything through Echo. You can only see and hear. What you see is rows and rows of rotten meat piles that were perhaps once people that have been eaten, like partially eaten, and kind of not sleeping, but you can see them awake, kind of in the corners, just putting things in their mouth, like offal and rotten carcass, just like very quietly staring into space. Are 4 of the same creatures you saw when you first came in here, but they're all kind of clumped together, and kind of looming over them, sat in almost like a stone chair, kind of gnawing on a skull, just like, is a larger version of them.
Oh no. Okay.
But you also see inside, there's a couple of bodies which look fresher. I mean, by fresher, I mean like months rather than years old. And they still have what appear to be like packs on them. They still have weapons. You can see like a longbow in one corner. One of them has a very fine looking dagger. They still have packs with equipment like lanterns and crowbars and things like that. And there's, two of those that have got mixed equipment shared between them.
Okay. So I'll send it.
And they don't seem to see Echo.
Cool.
They just don't they just don't know it's there.
All right. So Echo comes back. So there are 4 of them, and
Guardians?
no, the same creatures we fought before.
The stinky ones.
Yes, but there's also like a larger one, like the king,
The king.
like a lord of them, like a
King Stinky.
yeah.
Okay.
Thinking.
But where they are, there's opportunity for even more items. There's some dead bodies down there.
There's some dead bodies. That doesn't sound like items to me.
But they have then packs on them still, so we could maybe get some more items, like maybe some more weapons, maybe some potions or something.
I just didn't know that
Yeah,
Echo
you
could
guys
see
like
into the
this.
future.
Echo can see them with physical gear on their bodies.
No, I'm just saying that's us in the future.
Oh, I see.
He was making a funny.
Didn't
There's a rip
Oh,
in the
it's a joke.
space-time.
lost me as
One of
well.
those.
I'm there with
That's
Sentry on that
Ah.
one.
I got
It
it.
was very good.
So, how many of those did we fight initially when we
4.
first? So it's how tough was that? I forgot.
That was pretty tough, I think.
It was
Yeah.
well, it was more tough because I was falling.
So it's as bad, potentially worse, because you're not falling anymore, but we have a big one.
Well, the king's there, yeah. Was he
Stinky.
wearing a crown?
But Sentry does now have a heat spear.
But
And we have the element of surprise.
Yeah. Whereas
But-
before they rushed us.
but you're running low on your magical energies, and I am at half.
Half energies.
Do you not have some ability to replenish some of your energies with your
I
sorceress
can.
points?
I can do that. I can call upon
Ayla
my
doesn't-
fabrial.
Ayla doesn't say that.
Ayla,
Wait,
you're so smart.
my fabrial can replenish some spells at the cost of other
Stamina.
things.
Right.
So we can do it, but it might be risky.
Okay.
Is it as risky as trying to climb out?
And but they also could see us later on, like Lucia said earlier. They could equally ambush.
I
us
vote
down
kill
there.
him now.
Of course you do.
Right. Well, in that case, is there anywhere we can position
Kick the door
ourselves? No, not necessarily. I mean, there must be a way that we can position ourselves so that we can see them from the outside.
Oh yeah, we can probably set an ambush.
Could we barricade them in and attack them through window slots?
I mean,
We could try, but that'll make a lot of noise trying to barricade them in. They'll probably become aware of it pretty quick. And they seemed pretty strong.
How about?
If this was a wild beast, I'd say we'd lure it out with bait and have everybody else in ambush, waiting to attack them as soon as they come out in the open. That way, we can use Sentry's new weapon better.
We could barricade ourselves back in the blacksmith's place,
the one without a door.
but it is a hall.
Yeah, I kind of ripped the door off.
It's an enclosed space.
Yeah.
It is very enclosed.
It's probably best to get them when they're in the enclosed space.
I vote fight.
That's.
I vote fight, but sneakily.
I also vote fight sneaky.
I can ice knife, and then the residual damage might get all of them if they're all clustered.
All right, well, I can't do anything at range, really. So why don't you lot all set up positions, like hide in the rocks or something. I'll run in, smash the door, run away, and then hopefully they'll all chase me.
Or could you run there and hold the door, barricade it yourself?
And then I get swarmed as they crawl out of like the wood or overwhelm me.
No, we'll be
What?
there. Attacking
How are you going to attack them?
Why don't-
Through what? The wall?
the windows.
The windows.
The windows are very thin. They're like the ones in the blacksmith. They'll only have very narrow fields of view.
But I don't think they're very
Easier,
smart. If
You could try that, yeah.
But if the door is blocked, then they'll try any other way of getting out. Surely they're not very intelligent.
Maybe.
So maybe they'll attempt to come out through
Yeah,
the
if
window.
that's what you want to try. I can try and hold it, but I can't make any promises I can hold it back if they try and overpower me.
And
But I can
There's
try.
5 versus
I
1.
can't do
That's
range.
true.
I can hold it with.
Well, you have your new.
That's true.
Occam's laser. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop using that name. Okay.
If
is
you're
that-
asking Ayla to hold the door, I don't think that's a very wise
Yeah, I'm
position.
not. I'm keen on me luring them into lots of magical spells.
Okay.
Pews.
I'm not so keen on me standing there holding a door while they claw the crap out of me.
Fine. In that case, should we make position? What?
If I can see them, and they're all clustered together right now, I can initiate, because I have the ability to enhance the range of my spells, so I can do it from quite a safe distance.
Sounds great.
Fine.
I can blast him with Eldritch Blast.
Let's all get into a
Okay.
somewhat.
So you're going to do it.
Yes,
You're going to lure them away.
and I'm going to hide behind you immediately.
But if you're going, I don't need to go. I can wait here.
But I'd like you to lure them. I fire the spell and dash away.
Well, why don't you just, as soon as you see them outside of the building, then you fire the spell.
Okay.
Okay. Ayla just gets a hammer.
I just
Right.
don't want to get hit.
Spread out there then, and she just like gestures to like the corridor of like this chasm, and then unless you guys want to, otherwise she'll go up and try and lure them away. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, roll initiative now, but depending on Ayla's stealth check and their perception rolls, will determine if there's there's a surprise round. So, Sentry,
13.
Quill,
Natural 20 again, 22.
Nice.
Nova,
17.
Lucius.
11.
And then what actions are you specifically holding and what triggers? So like what are you waiting to see before you take and what action are you going to do?
Distance-wise, how far away are they?
Well, Ayla will just try and lure them as close as you can to them. So I'd say at this point they're like 90 feet away, like in this building.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. I can do that.
How wide is the door frame?
5 feet.
5
so
feet.
The door is 5
Okay.
feet, like it's a dwarven door.
All right, so I'm gonna ready my action with my arm thing.
So as soon as you see them
I'm
clustered in
gonna
the doorway,
shield ready.
and then you're just going to fire your blast.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to wait for Ayla to get out of the way?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to wait until they're as... I can fire and hit them now.
Uh-huh.
So I might do that just to trigger all of them coming towards us.
Right, okay, so you'll follow up with Ayla.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediately.
Right, so you're going to do that. Nova?
I will Eldritch Blast
Like the first one you see.
first one I see.
Okay.
I will do a level 2 guiding bolt on the big boy.
So you're going to aim for the king.
Once I see the one with the crown,
Stinking.
I'll shoot that one.
Doesn't have a crown.
That's your trigger?
No. When I see the biggest one.
Okay, so can you, Lucius,
need
make
to
a
be
stealth
more
check along with
responsible with
Ayla?
your words.
Great.
Great.
What is it with me rolling stealth checks for Katie when she's not here?
7.
1. So
Wow.
let me make some perception checks for the creatures.
be really
Oh yeah,
hungry then.
they're going to hear you coming.
Okay.
So you three get into position, and Nova, Ayla, and Lucius begin making their way up. They get about halfway. They get within 30 feet. She's like, "Shut up!" And that's you hear like this inhuman like as the creatures burst open the door and begin running towards Lucius and Ayla. Lucius and Ayla, you won't get your surprise round because they heard you coming. But the rest of you, your actions still technically would go off. Like, you're going to hit the first one you see, you're going to gun bolt the big one, and you're going to laser beam them all in this doorway. So let's start with Sentry, because she's going to catch all of them with this.
Okay.
So I'm going to make dexterity saving throws. Okay, the first one out the door is this larger creature, which seems to lead the way. It rips the door off its hinges and comes barreling out. It sees you, and with a kind of cunning, it rolls itself to the side as the beam hits the others coming out, the four remaining. Can you roll 3d6 for me?
3d6. Can I borrow some d6,
Yeah,
please?
that one's good. That one's probably not so good.
Nice.
And then add it all up.
Told you it was a good one.
6, 7.
So 7 points. So you deal 7 points of fire damage to all of the four other creatures, and you can see them like trying to put themselves out as their parts of their body are scorched. You take 3 cold damage immediately because you feel yourself like suddenly become very, very cold as it draws all the body heat from you.
Yep.
So that's your surprise action. Nova, can you make your Eldritch Blast? The first one you saw was the larger one.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
Is that a
10.
10? 10.
Yeah, that's 10.
10 points.
For 10 points. And then is that?
It catches it in the chest.
No, yeah.
You see it roll, so you aim the Eldritch Blast to where it's rolled to. You catch it on the shoulder, and it just, and this long tongue like drips out, this thick black ooze dripping off of its tongue, and it looks towards you.
That's my fetish.
Guiding Bolt, level 2.
Guiding bolt level 2.
Is that a saving throw or is it an attack roll on
It's
your?
just an attack roll. 20, unnatural 20.
Hits.
Nice.
Nice, that's 5d6.
Oh, shit.
Against the big boy,
wow.
6, 12, 15, 18, 22 damage. And attack rolls against it in the next turn are made with advantage.
This Guiding Bolt, what does it look like?
So put an arm out and a human sort of hand envelops it, ghostly ethereal hand, and that then shoots out.
It charges forward. Oh, it then shoots out like a beam.
Not the hand shoots out,
Oh.
that hand sort of then
Like
casts
flies
a
out.
beam of light.
Okay.
Kind of the glowing radiance that you saw.
You watch as it incinerates part of this larger creature's body, like
Wow.
parts of it just burning away, like crisping into dust and ash. It shudders violently, nearly collapsing to the ground, but manages to keep itself up.
God.
22 points of damage, dude. That was a lot.
Bad man.
Yeah, and it just kind of shrugs, and then it's going to be on initiative now. So, shudders. What's your dexterity, Quill?
My dexterity
Yes?
is 15.
Okay, it's the same as the creatures, but I'm going to give you you're a player, so you can go first.
Okay. And
Creature.
what range are they from us now?
They're still 90 feet. They're still in the doorway. 'Cause
Wow.
You just pummeled them as soon as they appeared. And then Ayla and Lucius are about 30 feet away from them.
Okay.
I'd bet that.
Well, see who goes first.
I will.
I will shout to Ayla. I think I got the big one. The rest of them should be really easy now.
This is Bardic
This
Inspiration.
is the Bardic Inspiration.
Can you do that up to 60 feet?
Yes, exactly 60 feet.
Perfect. So you inspire Ayla. Is that all you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. So the 4 ghouls now rush forward and they surround Ayla and Lucius and try and tear into you. 2 are going to attack you, Lucius. 2 are going to attack Ayla.
No, they're not.
Well, they might do.
Well, they're
So
not.
let's do 2 against Ayla. That's a miss on the first one because I rolled a 1. That's a miss on the second one because I rolled a 4. What's your AC?
12.
Right, the first one is a 13.
Good.
The second one is a 6. So 1 hits you. You're going to take 10 points of slashing damage. And then can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh yeah,
Paralyzed.
forgot about the goopies.
Poison.
7.
You just feel your body completely seize up.
For podcast listeners, Mark just froze.
I said you feel your body seize up as
Yeah,
well.
but it was the comedic,
It was a comedic-
visual effect.
Not that it was better to watch.
Yeah. So you feel your body seize up, and 10 points of slashing damage as this claw rakes across your chest. That's all for their attacks. That's their done. After them, it goes to Nova.
How far away from me
90
are
feet.
they? 90?
Well, they're now 60 feet away from you because they're attacking. The 4 smaller ones are attacking Lucius and Ayla, about 60 feet away from you. The big one is 90 feet away.
Please, my eye Eldritch Blast, the big one.
Yes, absolutely.
For 14 to hit.
Hits.
3.
You blast its head off.
Oh, no!
With Tiangong, you kind of aim, you kind of sweep the blade, and this kind of crescent moon of energy flies out and just decapitates the thing.
Damn.
I did
That-
not know it could
The
do
guiding
that.
bolt was just like, and like 10 points from the Eldritch Blast to start with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just and it just collapses,
I'm just
sending
gonna-
the other 4 into a feeding frenzy.
I'm just going to look in shock at Tiangong and go, I did not know it could do that.
I'm assuming that's all you want to do this turn.
That's all I can do.
Okay, it would have been its go, but it's now dead. Sentry.
Got no head.
Cool. I would like
King
to
is dead.
go to the king and just swing.
Okay, he's 90 feet away, so you can
Oh,
move
okay.
30 feet,
Oh,
and then you
okay,
could
yeah.
dash another 30 feet, but that would get you to where Ayla and Lucius are.
Okay, I'll go to Ayla and Lucius then.
Okay, that's your whole turn. You basically
Yeah.
just run forward.
shield
Like,
out.
got the shield out as you run forward. Ayla's turn. She will try and smash one of the ones next to her. She hits. Killing one of them, I believe.
Wow.
20. No, not enough.
Oh,
just
got it
just nearly. So one of them, you hear it's like most of its torso snap, but it's still enough to like crawl around and scratch and bite and things like that.
Crawling across the
Yeah,
floor.
kind of doing a
Biting
Left 4
at
Dead.
angles, yeah.
But yeah, and she just kind of slams one down, and then she'll try and use her lightning blast to try and do it. Because I'll use her rage. It fails the saving throw and is enough to kill it. So this blast of lightning now shoots down and completely eradicates this remaining ghoul. After them, it is Lucius. You are paralyzed at the end of your turn. Make a saving throw.
Nope.
You are
What did you
still
roll?
9.
a failure. Quill.
Still a failure.
So what's left at this
Yes,
point?
but what did you
3
roll?
ghouls attacking Lucius and Ayla. Lucius is paralyzed.
And the big boy's gone.
Big boy's gone.
Cool.
Is that
Lucius paralyzed. Could I? I would like to use Turn Undead as my channel divinity.
What's the range?
The range
They are
is
60 feet.
they're 60 feet. I would like to run up to them and then
you
use
move
my
up
channel
30 feet.
Yeah, move up 30 feet and then use my channel
Okay,
divinity.
and that's a wisdom saving throw on each
Of-
undead creature, yeah?
yes, DC 13.
And you have enough uses because you already used it once today.
We had a short rest.
It comes back on a short rest, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I can do it, yeah.
tasty?
So wisdom saving throw for each creature. 1 passes, 2 passes, 1 fails.
Okay, so that one that failed, It's turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage, and it must spend its turn trying to move as far away as it
from
can.
you as it can.
Frightened, yeah.
So I'll determine which one. That one for Ayla, and then the rest of the other 2 on Thingy. Okay, so one of the ones on Lucius just turns to run in a horrid scream from you. Is that the end of your turn?
That'll be my turn.
Okay, so on its turn, this creature goes to run away. Ayla will get an attack opportunity. She hits it,
Nice.
causing
Good use.
10 points of damage, which would snap it out of the frightened effect, but it's already moved away.
But she launches it the distance that it was going to
Yeah, so she basically, as it's running, she just slams it in the back and it carries on the rest of the distance.
Knocked it out of the park.
One will attack Ayla, one will attack paralyzed Lucius. So it has advantage against Lucius.
Can I use protection?
You can.
Can I protect Lucius, please?
Nice.
That would make it a fail, because that was going to be a 14, and when you hit a paralyzed creature, it is automatically a critical hit. However, if you give it disadvantage, it means it was a 4 to hit. So that's an 8. So Sentry,
Sentry.
you see this claw coming for your face, and then just this shield in the way, just patang, bounces the thing off it. The other one is going to attack Ayla, which does hit.
Internal screaming.
You're not paralyzed enough for your eyes to widen.
Well, I just think you're shaking slightly because you're like,
So one does catch Ayla on save for her, which she passes. So one does scratch along Ayla, but she manages to resist and she's still fighting fit. That was really lucky.
Paladin
Nova.
Nova. Oh, that's me. Can I cast? Can I move up a little closer to within 60 feet?
So you move up 30.
And can I cast Toll the Dead, please?
Okay, we're on the injured one. 2 of them are injured, actually.
Is that a cantrip?
Yes.
Yes, it is, yeah. It's a really good cantrip. It's so overpowered.
On one of the injured ones, yes, please.
Yep, okay. So wisdom saving throw for me, I believe.
DC 13.
That's a fail. That's a 6.
Okay, that's not a 12. That's a 12.
That's a D12.
Yeah, that's the d12. You'll learn it one day.
Nice.
4 points of damage.
4 points. So again, Tiangong rings and you can see the creature beginning to hold its head like, ah, ah, but it doesn't quite keel over just yet. That's Nova's turn done. That thing's dead. Sentry. So you are next to these creatures now.
I would like to divine smite one of them, please.
Okay, so you use this when you hit. So roll to see if you hit with your weapon.
Okie dokie.
So d20 plus your attack bonus.
Attack bonus, which is 20.
Yeah.
Wait,
22.
22.
22 easily hits. Slam it down. Now, do you want to be attacking an injured one or a fresh one?
Fresh one.
Fresh one, yeah. You go for the one that wasn't injured yet, and you bring it down. So when you use your Divine Smite,
Yeah.
you spend a spell slot. It deals an extra d8 damage, but because this creature is undead, it deals another additional 1d8 damage. So you're going to roll 3d8
3d8
plus 3.
plus 3.
Take that
Need
one,
some
that's good.
d8s.
Girl.
I
you go.
actually think I have another D8.
There's one.
Thank you.
You're fierce.
Boom.
6, 11, 12.
Plus 3,
Plus
because your normal
3.
damage is 15.
15.
So you watch as the last remnants of your spell energy fill into the axe. You slice it down and just cleave into one of these creatures' chests. It's still standing, desperately flailing at you with its claws, but heavily, heavily injured at this point.
Nice.
As it desperately tries to claw its way free.
That is all my
Wow.
Lucius, saving throw.
19.
You are no longer paralyzed.
Hey.
But it's at the end of your turn.
I'm going to pretend to stay like this. Just
Quill.
they think I'm dead.
Last chance, and I'm going to point the pistol out.
Yep. D20 plus Dex mod.
I'm going to try and shoot this, please. Oh, it's like 12.
That is a hit. It's 1d10 piercing damage.
1d10. Oh,
It's a clumsy hit, but it's a hit.
It's true.
Wait, 1d10 plus 2.
Plus Dex mod.
5 damage.
Okay, which one are you going for?
The one that Sentry just...
The Sentry just hit.
Smash.
So Sentry, you see this creature like kind of pulls the blade free, and it looks like it's about to strike you, and then something hits it in the side, and you just see Quill holding this smoking pistol as it's just like, You can see it's terribly bleeding. It's barely able to stand on its own strength. It's
I
not
like to
quite
imagine
dead.
it was shaking as well.
I'm still like, I did it!
Technically, when you roll the natural one on the stat, the first shot against the Guardian, it would have misfired and it could have broken.
It wasn't a natural one.
It wasn't a natural.
No, it was just really low.
It was really low. Okay, that's fine. All right, so yeah, you fire a pistol, doesn't quite kill it, but still does something. On their go, they're no longer frightened. So one is going to go for Ayla, one's going to go for Sentry, one's going to try and hit Lucius again.
Okay.
Sentry, that's a miss against you. Ayla, that's a hit against Ayla. Lucius, that is a 12. It's going to hit you, I'm afraid. So Constitution saving throw.
Back I go.
And that's another 10 points of slashing damage. And another 10 points of slashing damage, please.
No, no.
I'm down.
It just
So-
goes down like
Can you make another Constitution saving throw for me, please?
a tree.
Oh, please don't be as bad as your last load.
This is critical injury.
This is an injury. It's when you go to 0.
11.
You're fine.
Oh, plus 3.
You're fine.
14.
Yeah. You're all good.
Having a good day there, Lucius.
Yep.
So we go from there to Nova.
I'd rather fall off a rock face trying to climb out with the rope at this point.
So how many are left alive?
3 still, but they're all looking fairly injured. One of them is the least injured of the bunch.
Can I go and attack the most injured-looking one?
Yes, there's the one that Quill just shot with a pistol.
So I would like to attack with Tiangong, but also cast green flame.
So you would have to
blade.
move up another 30 feet.
Yes.
Okay, so you move into melee, and then you bring out Tiangong for the green flame blade. So
Green
you
flame
make
blade.
Make a melee
Green-
attack with Tiangong.
Green flame blade.
Fling grain blade.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18
Hits.
to hit.
So D8
8, 9,
Nice.
10, 11 damage.
annihilates it.
Yeah.
You just stab it through the chest, pull it free.
I'd like
flame
to say
blade.
as well that I would scream, Lucius! And I just run in,
Nice.
smack that one, and then,
And then-
flame blade.
You do your charisma mod of damage to another creature.
It's
blade.
spell casting ability modifier, which is 3.
Oh, is it 3 for
Plus
your
3.
charisma? Plus 3. Okay, so 3 damage to, I'm guessing you're going for the next most injured one?
yeah.
Okay, so that one is set on fire by this green flame, but doesn't seem to fully take it down all the way, but manages to deal significant burns to injure it. Sentry.
Cool. I would just like to smack it with my
Smack
axe.
one, yep.
Smack one with my axe.
Smack.
Attack roll.
Attack roll. It's D8 plus 3, isn't it?
That's the damage roll, so it's always the attack roll
Oh, yeah.
first, which is the plus 5.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
D12.
That was D12.
6.
Plus 5, 11. Unfortunately, this one just manages to duck under the blade to get some swipes in. Lucius, make a saving throw. I want to finish this
Success.
fight. Success, you're fine, but it's at the end of your turn. Quill, I just want to finish this fight before we do donations, because I don't want this to go on any longer.
Right, I will like to run for. There's only there's 2 of them left.
2 left, one's heavily injured.
I will run up and I will finally use my quarterstaff to
Wow.
just spin and
you
hit
have
one.
cantrips.
Not very good ones. Oh, actually, is there a way I can be in a position where I could stand in between 2 of them if they were both within 5 feet of me?
Yes, but there would also be other creatures. As in your friends. Oh, it's Word of Radiance. You choose the
Yeah.
creatures in it. Yeah, you can get there with stand. You can basically stand next to Nova
Cool. I would like to stand next to Nova in that
and then
case.
use Word of Radiance.
Word of Radiance, slam the quarterstaff into the ground, pulse of energy, and
Nice.
it's a Constitution 13 save.
1 fails. Another fails. Both fail.
1d6. They take 1 damage each.
Whopping.
And they are blasted away from me.
You just watch this like radiance. It kind of burns away. They kind of shy away from it, but not enough to fully
Burns the
cause
hair off the
damage.
skin.
But they're undead. Does Radiance not do more?
Unless it says. So now one attacks you, one attacks Nova. 12 to hit you, Quill.
No.
11 to hit you, Nova. So they're just swiping. You manage to kind of deftly move out of the way as they swipe at you. Nova.
Can I please do the same thing again?
Green Flame Blade,
So-
yep.
Yeah, you say it.
Green blade.
13, 14,
Hits.
15, 16, 17, 18.
Hits.
4, 5, 6, 7 to 1. And
You
3 to
plunge
the other.
Tiangong into the other second most injured one, killing it, explodes into the green flame. The other one it launches, not enough to kill it, unfortunately, but still injures the last remaining one. Now you go to Sentry.
What,
I'm gonna-
Ayla not get an attack?
She's after Sentry. I forgot to do her last turn though.
I'm just going to try and get this
She's not here. I can't. I've got a lot of stuff.
No,
Yeah.
just saying.
I'm going to try and get this last one.
Okay, so attack roll.
17.
Hits. Oh yeah, I think this is going to finish it. So
Nice.
D8 plus 3. Well, it depends on the roll.
4.
We're getting
You're just
that team.
dogpiling this creature, and unfortunately, it's too dumb and hungry to know to run away. So it's just like slashing around itself, trying to injure you, unable to. I mean, I suppose it's like a hurt animal. It could possibly run away, but you're probably just going to surround it and beat it to death. Ayla's going to attack it. Whoop. If I can get it on the bloody table, that's going to hit. That's a 13 plus 6, 19. 12 points of damage. Ayla brings the hammer down, smashing it into pieces.
We did it!
And all of these undead beasts are slain.
Yay.
That is where we will end today's episode of High Rollers.
Does that mean he's safe then?
Well, that's a good point. It would
Or
be...
can I?
Well, hang on. So Lucius would go after... So death saving throw, please. Ops.
That's another success.
Success. So the next turn, everybody would have a chance to medicine or heal
yeah,
him.
because I can cast Spare the Dying. So I
How
can.
can you cast? Oh, you learned it because you
cantrip.
got the Book of Law, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't spare the dying. He's stabilized. No more threat. End of the episode.
0 HP.
Yay!
But you're not going to die.
Roll credits.
Right. Very quickly, let's do this puzzle solution.
Okay.
Do that first, and then we might have to just
Brilliant.org.
rattle through donations,
Yeah.
and we'll try and get through as many as we can.
Now,
Quickly.
the correct answer is all 3 pixies have silver crowns. Since all 3 pixies saw silver crowns, there must be at least 2 people wearing silver crowns. If there were none, nobody will raise their hand. And if there were one, the wearer of the silver crown wouldn't raise their hand. Thus, if someone sees a gold crown, they know they are wearing a silver crown and can state yes to the second question. Since nobody does this, nobody sees a gold crown, meaning that all the crowns are silver.
The solution to that is on Brilliant, that you can
Brilliant.org.
go and check out.
Brilliant.org/practice/hat-colors.
There you go. There's a link there.
Nice.
Boom. What was that link again? Just read it out.
Brilliant.org/practice/hat-colors.
And we
The
should
American
have,
spelling.
we should
be in
have
chat.
a unique URL as well.
So you can check that out.
bit.ly/high rollers are brilliant.
There you go. So check that out. That's the solution for that.
As well, one was.
I'm going to rattle through a
Do it.
ton of these.
You do it.
Yes.
Nightjar donated. Thank you very much, Nightjar. Olarenve donated. Thank you very much. Steve, I'm going to be really quick if I can. So, Nautilix donated. Just a little donation, though I can't watch live. It's the finale of my group's Star Wars heist campaign. I have a little cameo written in for them. I need to practice my Emperor Palpatine voice. Do it. Good. Do it. Thank you very much. Thanks for the donation. Subject Delta 814 donated. Thank you very much. Hey HR, we'll be on a vid squad for a while now. Not being able to watch live in a while. My baby bird passed away and my depression has been an all-time high because of that. Just wanted to thank you for the entertainment and you provide and it's been helping me. I'm so sorry to hear. Losing pets is always super sad. Thanks for the donation. Candid Asterius, thank you very much. Quarter hundo. Hey Mark, know any good homebrew chain pack warlock invocations? The official ones are kind of sparse. Check out Xanathar's guide. I think it adds a bunch more. I don't know of any other homebrew ones from DM's Guild. I'm sorry. So Whale donated. Thank you very much. Hey, been watching you guys since the start of the Lightfall campaign and haven't skipped an episode since. First time I've been able to donate to. Thanks for the laughs and giving me a nudge to join a campaign myself. You are welcome, friend. Thank you so much. Severaka donated. Thank you very much. Still not the full party. I'm going to go bird mad soon. Also, don't touch people's balls, Lucius, unless Daddy tells you to. Thank you very much. Hanny Becky donated. Thank you very much. Yay, High Rollers time. I started playing D&D again last Thursday after stopping for 2 years thanks to mental health. It was so much fun. Thanks for inspiring me to start again. You're welcome. It's a great help for anybody with mental health. It's a great way to have creative fun and do cool stuff. Hanny Becky to continue donation. Also, I'll work on some proper sewing art for you soon when I get time instead of paint on my legs. That's definitely a first for me.
Please
And I'm
email
guessing
it.
you. Thanks very much. Email it across. Hiyoshi213 donated. Hey guys, so I managed to do a Kim by getting my Tiefling Ranger killed in the new campaign I'm in by about the 6th session. No
Nice.
option for resurrection though. He was melted and consumed by mounds of demonic worms.
Ooh, wow.
So my DM said permadeath. Feels bad, man. That sucks.
Rip.
That really sucks.
Dragstar donated. Thank you very much. Hello, just a quick donation to say that I hope that Quill doesn't fall foul to anything else this week. And yes, it took me a week to think of that, but seriously, congratulations to Kim on your nuptials. Thank you very much. Dabba
Your what?
thank you very much for your donation. No message. Dancing on Fire, thank you very much. It's a break and I almost forgot to donate. I recently got a bunch of my own group to start watching you guys like a proud parent. We've just had our own shits moment last week to say hello to our newly renamed Cypher 6, and I'll see how many watch today. Thanks very much. Stonehenge Ray donated. Belated daddy bets. We'll be watching the VODs this week due to work traffic, but seeing as my last donation did not go through, last week's winners were Total Destruction of Null and Endy the Ender Chicken with a guess of 3. Lucian only said daddy twice.
I don't think I said it once.
There you go. Honky Conk donated. Thank you very much. Caught a hundo. Had a great terrible idea for Mark while watching Father Rona, Goblin Homunculus ASMR. Sounds horrible. Thanks very much. Ace of Thorns. Thank you very much. Sentry, fire your super hot blasty beam thing 5,000. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, got that out of my system, so it must be time to say congratulations. Kim, on your special day, do we call you Mrs. Holtzman now?
Yes.
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 Kim Holtzman, here we go. Daft Day 41, thank you for the donation, no message. Manu donated, caught a hundo, thank you so much, my dude.
Thank
Hi guys, I love this campaign so much. Sentry can be customized. That's so cool. Nice way to use attuned items. Keep it up. Thank you very much. It's just a magic item, really. I, Danny Kent, donated. Thank you very much. Name proposal for Sentry's new weapon: Luminous Arc Sentry Enhancement Rig. Laser. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
That's the only way I'll allow it. Elvish Costello, thank you very much. Thought I have passed having 3 campaigns to watch, but bam, Dead Reckoning. You guys are the gift that keeps on giving. Thanks very much for your donations. Yay. Boom, nailed them.
Like a champ.
We should mention that we're not here next week.
We're not here next week because I'm away.
On the 27th, which is the Monday.
That's a cool thing.
Start the new thing.
It's a cool thing. Watch Twitter. We'll have more announcements coming out about that soon.
High Rollers D&D.
Depending on what the guys want to do, there might be a stream next week where they do board games or a one-shot or something. We haven't figured it out yet. It's just because I'm not here.
Info.
Follow Twitter here. I'd like us to try and do stuff that isn't just like replaying the episode and actually have normal streams. So board games or an RPG or something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Thanks very much.
If you do fan art, email it to highrollersdnd@gmail.com, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget, you can check out the VOD straight away. Let people know. Catch us up on YouTube. We got our own High Rollers channel. Check that out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.